Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Ready?
It's time for Effingham Hearts football on your home for local sports, 97.9 XFM. Let's go to the sideline for the pregame show.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Prairie Central High School in Fairbury for third-round high school football playoff action, Class 4A style, as the Effingham Flaming Hearts take on the Prairie Central Hawks. I'm Greg Sepp, Dustin White alongside CJ Schmidt here to capture all the video, Joe Garland, our spotter, and Caleb Moody back at the studios to make sure that we get this thing on the radio for you. And we wish you good afternoon to sunny and cool afternoon, and we have a great vantage point, Dustin, because we can see the whole field from here.
Yeah, we are outdoors today, and it's a nice sunny day. It's a little breezy, but it's not raining. And as far as November goes, it's fairly warm. The members of the marching band out here, some of them out there in their T-shirt sleeves. I'm guessing they're regretting that decision right about now. But all things told, not a bad day for high school football. And how could it be a bad day for high school football when you're playing in the third round of the IHSA playoffs with a chance to go as far as your program has ever gone before?
You're one of 8 teams left in the state of Illinois in Class 4A. And that's exciting stuff. Second year in a row that the Hearts find themselves in this position. We're asked to stand and honor America now for the national anthem. So if you would, we're going to step away for a moment for the national anthem, and then we'll be back with more pregame information on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
This is the Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota pregame show. Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, your complete transportation headquarters since 1958.
This is Lewis Field at Prairie Central High School, and it's in Fairbury, but there are a lot of schools, a lot of towns who've gone together to make up Prairie Central High School. And Dustin, we see this more and more over the course of the years as small towns have to kind of get together for their high schools.
Yeah, you get a lot of those consolidation programs going on, and especially if you're a school that has football and a football tradition, getting the numbers sometimes it means bringing some smaller districts together. But yeah, Fairbury Prairie Central, got to be honest with you, I didn't know a thing about Prairie Central High School until I knew that Effingham was going to be playing them this week, and now I know that the Hearts are going to have a tough challenge on their hands, but you pretty much expect that once you hit the quarterfinal round of the football playoffs.
This is a team that has run first and then some. They've thrown for less than 400 yards, 399 to be precise, and that isn't a whole lot, and they did not complete a pass in last week's win over Columbia. They only threw the ball one time.
Yeah, and so the question is, well, how do you survive whenever you run the ball all the time and the other team knows you're going to run the ball? And that's when the option offense comes into play. They run option, and they run it all the time, and they have 4 different guys, including their quarterback, who have all run the ball for quite a few yards this year. And so you never know for sure who to stop, and it becomes very important for a defense to keep their eye on the football, make the correct read, and stay home and stay disciplined. And that's going to be the challenge for Effingham. It's going to be their defense, and how well their defense plays today is probably going to dictate whether we are coming back to broadcast another game next week.
The key to this team is keeping an eye on them, as Dustin just said. With 4 different people who've rushed for more than 500 yards, it's going to be a confusing task. The one thing I've kind of hung my hat on is the fact that we were benefited by the game that we played at Jerseyville earlier this season, because we saw the same sort of thing in large measure, not to the extent that we're going to see this afternoon, unless they surprise me and start throwing the ball out of the gate. But the same sort of attack, and that was also on the road. So I think those are two things that ought to help.
If nothing else, it's going to give Coach Hefner, it did give Coach Hefner and his staff a template to work off of during practice this week. It at least gave them a starting point so that it wasn't a completely foreign concept to their kids whenever they were preparing for this game. You know, that's the additional challenge of the playoffs, is that you start going up against unfamiliar programs and coaches who are doing things that you maybe don't see on a regular basis. I mean, you play in a conference, you have the same coaches from year to year, you sort of get a feel for what they're trying to do, and sometimes the game prep is maybe a little simpler during those weeks, but you get to this point in the season and you don't know what you're going to see. You've got a week to get ready for it. You got a little bit of film to watch, and so we will see. But again, I think Effingham's defense is going to have to be the tone setter today. You know, do they make the adjustments early? Do they give up early points? Of course, Effingham's offense is going to be the real key here. Is they're going to get the football first. As Prairie Central won the coin toss, it'd be really nice to get a lead to work with and to start with.
That would be a pleasure. Hearts are going to be working against the wind here at the start of the game, but Dustin's right. Prairie Central won the toss. They deferred, so they'll get the ball to start the second half, but the Hearts will get it out of the gate. And in a playoff situation, that's not all bad.
Well, and especially because you look at what Prairie Central has done this year. Yeah, they've scored a lot of points, okay? But also, if you look up and down their schedule, they've given up a few, too. You know, they haven't shut down a lot of teams, and certainly not the better ones that they've played this year. And I like to think that Effingham is going to be one of the better teams they've played this year. So I think the points are going to be there for the Hearts, keeping, not turning the ball over, always a key, always important. We've seen Effingham overcome a few turnovers here and there, but ball security, very important. And if you can capitalize on a few opportunities and put a few points on the board, it takes a little pressure off your defense to have to be perfect all the time against an offense that certainly makes it difficult to be perfect.
Andrew Quain is the name of the coach at Prairie Central. It's his first year as their varsity coach, but he'd been an assistant here for 13 years before that, so he's certainly familiar with the system, much of which he has adapted from the previous head coach, although he's added a couple of tweaks like every coach does.
Yeah, that was the sound of it, was that he basically took the bones of what was here under the previous regime and sort of just put his own twist on it. So that's an advantage that they have, is that the kids came into this coach and knew exactly what to expect, and Effingham was in that boat a few years ago when Coach Hefner came on, and there was an adjustment period, and now look at the kind of success that they've had lately. I think it just goes to show that a lot of times some consistency on a coaching staff can mean quite a bit to a program.
11 previous Effingham teams had won 9 games in a season. This is the first Hearts team to win 10 in a season, and that might not mean as much now as it will a few years down the road.
It's you kept mentioning last week how hard it is to believe that with all the success that Effingham has had and all the playoff teams that they've had, that they had never reached that double-digit win plateau before. But that's nice, and then to win today and get to the fourth round of the playoffs, that's also uncharted territory. That would be something special. And you look at the marks on the record books that this team has made, and the fact that they've won more games than any other team in program history. I mean, that would be quite the cherry on top, would be to be playing in week 4 of the playoffs in a semifinal game. I mean, that's a legacy that you're going to leave forever on the program, and this is something that these kids certainly have to play for.
A lot of kids are weapons in this Effingham offense, but everything runs out of Shack. Their quarterback, Nathan Shackelford, has had a monstrous year. He's thrown for almost 2,300 yards. He's thrown for 30 touchdowns. He's run for touchdowns, and he set a record for the combined rushing and passing yardage.
Yeah, it got away from me, quite honestly. I was looking over the record book and who was approaching what records and who'd broken what, and it had completely gotten past me that not even during last week's game, but during the week before, that Shackelford had broken Curran McNeely's 12-year-old record for combined rushing and passing yardage. Curran in 2007, in 10 games, rushed and threw for a total of 2,566 yards. Well, Shackelford is up over 3,000 now, just a touch over 3,000 at 3,031. So, He's broken the combined yards record. He's broken the passing yards record that Landon Wolf set just last year. He's broken the touchdown passing record that Landon Wolf set last year, and he's approaching a couple others for passes attempted and passes completed in a season, and plus he tied the record for 6 touchdown passes thrown in a game. So Nate Shackelford had big shoes to fill. Landon Wolf left Effingham High School with his name in the record books, and then Nate Shackelford came in and took his name out of the record books in some places.
That's exactly right. So Landon will just be happy with all the basketball marks that he still has. So, and having a great time up at Minnesota State, and he may be listening if he isn't here today. And his little brother Parker is one of the kids that put his name in the record book.
Yeah, I mean it's it's a family that's got a lot going on for him, and yeah, Parker Wolf with the interception work that he has done this year, particularly in the last third of this season. I mean, Parker's gone from having 4 or 5 career interceptions to having 10 this year, which equals a season record. He had 4 in a game, which is tied for a record. He's got 12 for his career. 15 is the career record at Effingham High School. So with a whole nother season to play, Parker definitely has a chance to make that happen as well. To put it in the words that you used when we were discussing this, it's remarkable because some of these records have stood for a long time. These are not records that just get broken every few years. In a lot of cases, these are records, the receiving records that Tristan Duncan has set, these are records that stood for 50-plus years before he finally came in and not only broke them, but he has some of the career records that he already holds, he's got a whole nother season to add to them.
It's exciting. It is exciting. Let me talk a little bit about the Prairie Central kids we'll be talking about this afternoon. Their quarterback is a junior. His name is Caden King. He went over 1,100 yards rushing last week. Again, they don't hardly throw at all. Their junior fullback, Connor Kasner's close to 900 yards. Junior halfback Dalen Lovelace is over 700 yards, and senior halfback Corbin Moser more than 500 yards. That's a lot of people to keep track of.
Yeah, it all starts with the quarterback, because the quarterback's got to make the decisions. He's got to make the decision whether to keep it or whether to pitch it. And sometimes you're going to think he's going to run it, and then at the last second he's going to pitch. And so he has to read the defense on every play and make the right call. And listen, they're a team that has won a bunch of games. They're a team that's playing in the third round of the playoffs. Obviously, he's pretty adept at making those decisions. And so the other thing to keep in mind is that, they don't throw very much, but when they do put the ball in the air, it averages out to more than 20 yards per completion. So they have made some big passing plays, just enough to keep the defense honest. It's going to be a challenge for Effingham. It really is. But if they can respond to that challenge and just keep them in check, I really think that the Hearts offense is capable of doing enough to get a win today.
Let's take a break. We'll look at more pregame information. It's Effingham at Prairie Central. Kickoff just moments away on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
Good to have you with us. Class 4A quarterfinal football. Effingham at Prairie Central. 10-1 Effingham, 9-2 Prairie Central. Shout out to Dan Held, who's the line judge. He's from the cradle of officials at Palmer, Illinois. I got to talk with Dan downstairs. We see him at about 100 basketball games a year. He's out here helping officiate this one. Ready for the kickoff. Again, the Hearts get the ball first. Kick is a low squibber on the ground. It is finally fielded by Chase Woomer at about the 15-yard line. He goes to the far side of the field, and it turns into a pretty good return. He gets it back out close to the 30-yard line.
Well, that kick was a worm burner, but it kind of just went through the front lines of the Effingham return team. Nobody wanted to step over and pick it up, so finally Woomer, who was deep for the Hearts, grabbed it and went to the far sideline, the left side of the field as he was running, and turned it into a decent return, just inside the 15 out to, looks like near the 30.
They set it down at the 28, Dustin, so that's where we'll set up shop. Caden Young on the stop for special teams for Prairie Central. Nathan Shackelford up under center on 1st and 10, and here we go, gang. Fakes the handoff, gonna throw, got a man down the middle. It's caught by Cam Calber. He's near the Prairie Central 30-yard line.
They went deep, and Duncan and Calber were both in position to make a catch there as they both got behind this Prairie Central defense, and a huge play for the Hearts to get this get this game started.
So from the Hearts 28, a gain to the 32, so 28 and 18, that's a 46-yard pass play. That's a good way to start the game. So a new set of downs right off the gate. Holden Lewis out here, split to the near side. Shaq has to scramble, going to the far side, turns it up, got some yards, got it inside the 30, about the 27-yard line when they ran him out. Call it a 28, in fact, Dustin. So a gain of 4, it's 2nd and 6.
Well,
yeah, excuse me, to the 27.
Say Shaq kept that, I'm sorry, I was right.
You are correct.
Thank you very much.
Scrambled to the outside and got out of bounds, so unscathed. And it's 2nd and 5, a 5-yard gain from the 33 to the 20, from the 32 to the 27, pardon me. Looking to throw, caught out in the flats, and Duncan, a little bit of yardage, might have got a first down. It's going to really be close. Going to depend on the spot and then some. It is inside the 25 to the 23. So he gained 5 more. It's going to depend on the spot, though. Looks like it may be about a half a yard short. So 3rd down and less than a yard. Shaq up under center. Tristan Duncan split out here to the near side. There's that double tight end shift on the right side of the line. And they're going to run. Woomer, big hole. Gets it inside the 20, and the Hearts get a first down. Cooper Palmore came up to make the stop, but not before Shaq got it to the 18-yard line. So a nice gain from the 23 to the 18, a gain of 5. And the Hearts get that first down. So they're driving successfully on the opening play, opening series of the game. Again, Shaq up under center, Hearts in the eye. They've got a receiver split each direction. There's the snap. There's a handoff. Woomer trying to find his way up the middle, and he gets driven back. He might have got a yard out of that. Not much more. Well, they're going to give him a yard to the 17, so it's 2nd and 9. 1-yard gain for Woomer. And the stop, Josh Woodry comes up, makes a tackle for Prairie Central. So the ball at the 17, it's 2nd and 9. Hearts fans are across the field from us. And there's a pass full of Prairie Central folks here. Shaq ready for the snap. Looking to throw. Roll into the near side. Caught out there. There's Jet Gillum inside the 5. Touchdown Effingham.
The Jet Gillum play.
You bet.
There it is.
Dustin's talked about that all year, how that is just the fail-safe plan that always seems to work. Jet Gillum, 17 yards, touchdown Effingham. Hearts take a 6-0 lead. The score comes with 10-11 to go in the first quarter, and that is exactly what we hope since we ended up with the ball first. Get some points on the board. Hearts try for 1 now. Spencer snap to Parker Wolf. The kick by Ivan Angel. Up and good. And the Hearts lead at 7-0. 10-11 to go opening quarter. Kickoff on the way in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
All right, a big return. There is a flag on this return. Prairie Central takes it out to the 45-yard line. Jacob Niffen, the return man there. There was a flag thrown, and I'll bet it's a hold, you would suppose. Flag is thrown at the 44. He took it at the 9. Niffen took it at the 9, and I think this one's coming back. It is a whole block in the back. Okay. I didn't see the first flag. It's at the 32-yard line. There was another one thrown at the 44. They'll march it off from the 32. So it was a kickoff. He took it at the 9, Dustin, out to the 32, and then the 10-yard penalty takes it back to the 22. So that's where Prairie Central will set up shop here with 10:02 to go in the opening quarter.
It was a 6-play, 72-yard drive that Effingham just scored on, Greg, and it took 1 minute and 49 seconds to complete a 17-yard touchdown pass from Nate Shackelford to Jet Gillum.
Boy, that is just a fail-safe play. We've seen that work, maybe not every time, but it seems like it. All right, so 1st and 10 for the Hawks at their 22. And they hand it off and a little bit off tackle and out across the 25-yard line. And the ball carrier that time, number 22, that's Connor Kasner. And it is to the 22. 27, pardon me, a gain of 5. I knew that couldn't be. The line of scrimmage is 22, right? So gain of 5 to the 27, and it's 2nd and 5. 9:39 to go, opening quarter. Cold day, thank you, Lord. The wind goes down a little. And we have sunshine. At least we're not getting wet. 2nd and 5 at the 27. Hearts lead at 7-0, scored on their opening possession of the game, and there's a flag.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some illegal motion as I think some of the Prairie Central players got moving a little too quickly. No, they're going to call offsides on the Hearts.
That was not my choice. So that'll walk it out across the 30 to the 32. March it off from the line of scrimmage, the 5-yard, and that's enough for a first down for Prairie Central. So the 5-yard penalty takes it out to the 32-yard line and a new set of downs for Prairie Central.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Prairie Central High School in Fairbury. That's where we are, somewhere between Pontiac and Bloomington. Looking to hand off, kept it. Quarterback, nice job undercutting him. Logan Art, nice job. Caden King, the quarterback, carried. Logan Art, nice job of coming up and knifing his feet out from under him. A gain to the 36. So a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6 at the 36. This is Prairie Central's first possession of the day. The winner will play the winner of Murfreesboro and Kankakee McNamara. If Effingham wins and Murphy wins, we're home next week. Here's the handoff up the gut and a good reaction. King again that time?
Yeah, I think King ended up keeping it. He faked it, but he faked the handoff up the middle, but at the end of the day, it was the quarterback who took it to the 40-yard line of the 4-yard pickup.
So that leaves Prairie Central with a 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2 at their 40-yard line. Again, they have 4 different guys who carry the football. They did not complete a pass. They only threw 1 last week. But they have 4 guys who've rushed for more than 500 yards this year. So you really have to take your pick. So 3rd and 2 for Prairie Central at their 40-yard line. King up under center, man in motion. He keeps, there's the pitch, and down he goes, and he did not get the first down.
Nope, the pitch was to number 4 that time, so that was Corbin Moser who took the run, and he got back to the line of scrimmage.
So it's 4th and 2, and it looks like they're going to go for it. 4th and 2 at their 40-yard line, and it appears that they're going to go for it here.
They've got their same personnel on the field. They didn't make any changes, so we'll see.
They just sent in Logan Steininger. Let's see if he's the kicker. Nope, he's going to line up here at a wideout spot. So they're going to go for it here on 4th and 2 at their 40-yard line. Boy, what a huge deal this would be if the Hearts can hold. There's the snap. There's the handoff up the middle. I don't think he got it.
I don't think he did either.
I think they did not get the first down.
It may take a measurement.
Wow, it is going to depend on the spot, but I don't think they got it. Connor Kasner carried, and it is enough. Boy, they eyeballed it. Woo! They eyeballed it and said it was a first down. I think I'd ask for the chains. But to the 42, Connor Kasner carried, and he got the 2 yards they needed for the first down.
Boy.
No, I think I'd have wanted the chains out there to check on that one. But they had a little better angle than me. So first down. Hawks at their 42-yard line. This is their opening drive. The Hearts scored on theirs. They lead 7-0. 7 minutes left in the first quarter. There's the snap. He fakes the handoff. The quarterback keeps, and a good gain. Gets near midfield that time. Caden King, their junior quarterback. He's a big boy. And he took it out to the 49. A gain of 9.
Yeah, kept fighting. Got a lot of extra yardage at the end of that run.
So second and a long 1. Well, maybe closer to 2. Looking at the chain gang across the field. Makes me think of home and the Arnold family. They're probably warm right now. Just shy of midfield. Second down, long 1 or short 2, depending on your perspective. There's the snap and there's a whistle. And let's see what this is about. Official says this one is a possession foul on Prairie Central. So false start is the call. So a 5-yard walk-off. And the ball's just shy now of their 45. So second and 7. Again, when they throw, it's a rarity. They threw 1 time last week. Effingham scored their first possession, though, on a pretty little pass out in the flats. And lead it 7-0. So second and 7. There's the snap. There's the quarterback keeping, and they had him, and he got away. He's going to the far side of the field. He's got a first down and then some. Still going. They take him down, but not before he's inside Effingham's 30-yard line.
I mean, Effingham was so close to bringing him down in the backfield, and King able to keep his feet underneath him. Quite an athlete there. A lot of strength, and he gets it across midfield all the way to the 30-yard line.
Well, I thought Jake Stoneburner had him, but he got away, and it's a gain to the 30, and it was just shy of the 50, Dustin, so 20.5 yards. First down for Prairie Central at Effingham's 30-yard line. 5:15 to go, opening quarter of our Class 4A quarterfinal football game. Let's see what they do here on 1st and 10. I'll bet they run. Here's the pitch, and he gets a good opening, and he gets taken down. Wow, nice reaction by the Hearts. Jacob Logan came up, made the stop on Dalen Lovelace. First time he's carried. It's a gain to the 28, a gain of 2, so it's 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8 at the 28. Dalen Lovelace, I believe that's the first time that he's carried today.
That's the first time. He's the 4th different back that has carried the ball. And just a couple of yards for him there.
7-0 Effingham. Glad to get that score on the board right out of the gate. But Prairie Central on the march. 2nd and 8 at the Effingham 28. There's the handoff, and he got away, but the Hearts stand him up here, and he gets driven back. That was Connor Kasner, and he got a little, but not a lot. Jacob Stoneburner came up among them on the stop there at the 26, Dustin. So a gain of 2 more, and it's 3rd and 6.
Long drive here for Prairie Central as the clock turns under 4 minutes here. They've had the ball since the 10-11 mark. They still got a little ways to go for the end zone.
Hearts never seem to take a lot of time to score. Their drives are usually a minute or 2, maybe 3 once in a while. This is a prolonged drive, this run drive by Prairie Central. They have it 3rd and 6 at the Hearts 26. King, the big junior quarterback, gets the snap. They hand off, and boy, not much.
And he ended up keeping it.
Did he keep?
Yes, he did.
To the 25, maybe just inside to the 24. Boy, the football's just inside the 25-yard line. So King the carry to the 25, I think a gain of 1.
Yep.
I make it 3rd and 5. They've got 4th. Is it 4th down and 5?
It's 4th down. Yes, it is.
4th and 5.
They had a couple of 2-yard gains.
Thank you.
And then
that's
that
right.
one from King there. So big play for them, obviously going for it now.
So 4th and 5 at the Hearts 25. They went for it earlier in a much less favorable spot, and they got the first down.
Looks like they're going to let the play clock run down and then call a timeout perhaps.
And there's the timeout. So timeout Hawks, 2:48 to go, first quarter. Class 4A quarterfinal football playoff action. It's Effingham 7, Prairie Central nothing on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
All right, Hearts break the huddle. It's 4th and 5 for Prairie Central at Effingham's 25-yard line. A huge play here. 2:48 left in the first quarter. Effingham in front, 7-0. Winner to the semifinals next week. For Effingham, that'd be their first time ever. King up under center on 4th and 5. Man in motion from the far side. There's the handoff, and he gets near the 20. And we'll see. It looks like the first down marker's beyond the 20, and I don't think he made it. Nope. He's short, and the Hearts hold and get the football.
4-yard gain for Connor Kasner there, but he needed 5. And so a long drive all the way down to 2:43. I mean, that's a drive that lasted 7.5 minutes for Fairbury Prairie Central, but they cannot get it in the end zone, and the Hearts take over with a 7-0 lead.
Ball spotted at the 21, so he needed 5 and got 4. And Dawson Whitten, who he talks much about for his punting, came up, made the stop there, and the Hearts get the football back on downs, 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line. Shack up under center on 1st and 10. Throws from the flats, caught out there by Duncan. Tristan gets away from one guy, gets taken down. Short gain. Dalen Lovelace playing both ways for Prairie Central came up to make the stop.
Yeah, not a whole lot there. Duncan fought hard after making the catch, but just didn't have a whole lot of room to move, and pretty much gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, no gain for 2nd and 10. At their 21-yard line. Hearts in front, 7-0, 2:15 to go, opening quarter. Shack ready on 2nd and 10. Got 2 men split out here to the far side to give a handoff to Chase, and he got out to about the 23. Braden Hosselton came up, made the stop on Chase Woomer. It's a gain to the 23, so a gain of 2, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 8 situation. I'm betting on a pass with a whole stable of receivers like Effingham has. I know they're deep in their own territory. 3rd and 8, Hearts at their own 23. They got Calber out here to the near side, Tristan Duncan to the far side, and Shack in the gun. Fake the handoff. He's going to run, and out he goes. Got it out across the 25. Nice reaction by Prairie Central. Cooper Palmore came up, made the tackle. Shack gets across the 25, and that'll bring up 4th down. So a gain of about 2.5. It's just shy of the 26-yard line. And Dawson Whitten back to punt. Austin Switch is back here as the punt return man. S-W-E-I-C-H. I'm going with Switch. He is at his 45-yard line. Dawson, good snap, takes his time, good punt, high in the air, and he calls a fair catch, and it's taken at the 48. So pretty good field position for Prairie Central. 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. So line of scrimmage was the 26, so just about a 28-yard punt against the wind. Stayed up a long time, but the wind caught it. And Prairie Central has a 1st and 10 at their 48-yard line. This drive will start with 46 seconds left in the first quarter. Hearts in front, 7-0. Again, if the Hearts win and Murfreesboro wins, next week's game would be at Klosterman Field. If Kankakee McNamara wins and the Hearts win, pack your bag for Kankakee next week. Here's the first down play. King, the quarterback, and look at him. Hold on and make the stop. Nice job back there by Colin Weymouth. Austin Herbeth on the stop. He got a piece of King and wouldn't let go. And it's a loss of a yard to the 47. So it'll be 2nd and 11. Nice job. He just wouldn't let go. And so it's 2nd and 11. And Prairie Central at their own 47-yard line.
Encouraging sign to see Effingham's defense sniff that one out and come up and get a hit on them for a loss. As they stood up on the last possession, but Prairie Central was able to gain yardage on every running play that it had in that opening possession. This time they get him down behind the line of scrimmage and finish the play, bring him down, as Caden King is a tough guy to bring to the turf.
Absolutely, and that's the end of the first quarter. First quarter went fast. After one, third-round playoff action. It's Effingham 7, Prairie Central nothing on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
All right, 2nd and 11. They're going to pass. Deep pass, and the receiver falls down, and that's pass interference.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Basically, for Effingham, the coverage man, number 10,
Gunnar Franklin,
just ran the receiver over. And I think if it doesn't happen, it's probably not going to be caught. But it's a big break. It's a penalty against Effingham, and that's the second time that Prairie Central is going to move the chains on a penalty today.
Gunnar was watching the ball and inadvertently ran into the receiver, but hey, it's pass interference. If the guy is down, he can't catch the football. So 15-yard walk-off, and that'll, of course, be a first down. So that's how the second quarter starts. And Prairie Central has it 1st and 10 at Effingham's 38-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Hawks at Effingham's 38. Effingham in front 7-0. We're just into the second quarter of this third-round playoff game. Hearts looking to go to 11-1 with a win. First team ever to win 10 for Effingham. Fake the handoff. Here's a pitch, and they've got a nice run going. Finally he runs out of bounds near the 20-yard line. Good gallop by Corbin Moser, and the Hearts finally shoved him out of bounds at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, about as well as it's worked for them so far. You had play action up the middle, then the quarterback keeps it and then pitches to the man trailing him.
And Coach Hefner has called time, and he's out in the faces of his defense. He didn't like something at all, and so he calls time, and it didn't take him long to say what he said because he's already walking back off the field. I think he got his point across, Dustin.
Yeah.
He was out there almost before they called the timeout. And Coach Hefner in the faces of his defense, and we'll see how they respond. But a good gain there to the Hearts' 21-yard line.
He's a pretty quiet guy when he comes up and talks to us after the games, but I have a feeling that in the right situation down there on the field, he's probably not a guy you want to get on the wrong side of.
So 1st and 10, they're at Effingham's 21. They run that pitch to the other side of the field, and the man gets away again. This time not much of a gain, though, and good work as Dalen Lovelace got the pitch, and the tackle's made by Logan Brown. So it turns out a gain to the 16, a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd and 5.
It looked like it was going to be a shorter gain at first, but then once Lovelace broke a couple of tackles, I was afraid he was going to break off a really big gain. Logan Brown able to drag him down from behind and keep it manageable, but still a 5-yard pickup. Effingham's defense back on its heels just a little bit right now.
So 2nd and 5 at the Hearts' 16-yard line. Minute into the second quarter, there's the snap, handoff up the gut, and nothing. Maybe a yard. Connor Kasner carried, and he got it inside the 15 to the 14, a gain of 2. So it should be 2nd and 3. Alex Bauman came up, made the stop for the Hearts, big old number 50. So a gain of 2 to the 14.
Kasner kind of ran over his blocking a little bit there. His feet came out from underneath him before he was able to really put much together. So Effingham's defense faced with the 3rd and 3 here. We got a big stop here because you know that it's 4-down territory for these Hawks.
So 3rd and 3. They're at Effingham's 14-yard line. And the Hearts jump. Now they had a man in motion too, so let's see here. Procedure penalty, and it is on Prairie Central. All right, they did draw the Hawks. They did draw the Hearts off.
Yeah, Prairie Central. Caden King went with the hard snap count, and apparently got his own man was the victim of it. So shove it back to the 19-yard line. That's a big break for Effingham from 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 8. And now this third down play becomes even bigger for the Hearts, as they could have a chance to put the Hawks in a 4th and long.
Looked like Corbin Moser was the kid who jumped for Prairie Central, and that drew a couple of the Hearts linemen. But it's back to the 19, and it's 3rd and 8. Here's he's looking to throw. Pass across the middle, and it's incomplete.
It's a good thing, too, because there was nobody there in coverage, but the throw was behind the intended receiver. That was number 4, Corbin Moser, down the field. He was going to go down to a knee to make the catch and wasn't going to get in the end zone, but he was wide open. The throw just was not a very good one, and so Effingham's going to be sitting at defense is faced with a 4th and 8 here.
And he dove, and I don't think he would have been across the goal line.
That's
he had
right.
to come back for the ball, and I don't think it would have been a touchdown, but it would have been goal to go at the 1. So now it's 4th and 8 at the Hearts 19-yard line. You say big play early?
It's a big play.
Hearts in front 7-0, 9:51 to go, second quarter. 4th and 8 for Prairie Central at the Hearts 19-yard line. They send a man in motion, and that may be the same play as earlier. Now this one's in the backfield. Is it delay a game? Delay a game on the Hawks.
Looks like a 5-yard penalty for the Hawks.
So that'll shove it back to the 24, and now it's 4th and 13.
Prairie Central's 4th penalty of the game, and yeah, it puts them in a tough position here. They've got a lot of yardage to pick up, and if you're Effingham, it's just, again, about managing the play. Don't let them bust off a big one here. Stay disciplined and try to minimize whatever they do.
Everybody on the team, Joe Garland spotting that delay a game there. So 4th and 13 at the 24. Looking to throw. Got time. Now here come the Hearts. He's scrambling. Somebody better get in front of him, though, is the problem. He's inside the 5. He's near the end zone. And it is
a touchdown.
Touchdown, Prairie Central. So Caden King, the quarterback, kept. And they had him on the run, but that ain't no big thing for him. He runs a lot. He's their leading rusher, over 1,100 yards, and he takes it the distance for the touchdown. So it's 7-6. 7-6, and they'll kick now for the tie. Moser to hold. And they're going to go for 2. They fake the kick. They're looking to go for 2, and he throws into the end zone, and it is batted away by Stoneburner. And so the extra point is unsuccessful, and the Hearts retain the lead. So it's still 7-6. Hearts lead by 1, 9:42 to go, second quarter. Kickoff on the way in 30 seconds in 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
All right, Dustin, how about the scoring drive?
It was a 6-play, 52-yard scoring drive for Prairie Central. It covered 3 minutes and 4 seconds and capped off by a 24-yard touchdown run by Caden King, the Prairie Central quarterback, on a 4th and 13 play. He busted off a 24-yard run. Extra point, the 2-point attempt was no good. 7-6, Effingham leads, 9:42 to go in the second quarter.
Claire Strong, the kicker, and kicks it down the gut again on the ground. The Hearts are going to get good field position. They go down outside the 35-yard line. Nice job by Gabe Keeney getting there and covering up that football, and he falls across the 35. So pretty good field position for the Hearts to start this drive.
Yeah, had one of the up men this time get to that one so that the ball didn't trickle all the way into deep coverage. So Keeney able to take it a little ways there, but mostly Effingham gets good field position here.
37-yard line. That's where the Hearts will start this drive. 9:36 remaining in the second quarter. Hearts still clinging to a 7-6 lead. Shack up under center. Got men split wide both directions. Shack going deep. He's got Duncan there, but it's a little underthrown, and it's off his hands, incomplete. Good coverage there.
The ball was underthrown. There was a little bit of contact there in coverage, but it was thrown into double coverage, and again, underthrown just a little bit, so no chance to get the penalty there, but the Hearts taking a shot there to try and answer.
Logan Steininger was the kid that got a hand on the football for Prairie Central. It comes up incomplete, and so it's 2nd and 10. Ball still at Effingham's 37-yard line. Incomplete pass stops the clock with 9:28 to go in the second quarter. Shack from the gun here on 2nd and 10. There's the snap. He keeps, headed up the middle. Good gain, gets it near the 45-yard line before he goes down. Caden Young came up to make the stop for the Hawks. But a gain to the 44. Nice run there. And that gets the Hearts 3rd and about 3.
Yeah, good answer after coming up short on that bomb attempt to get yourself a 3rd and manageable here. A 7-yard pickup keeps your options open if you're the Hearts offensive play calling team.
Dustin and I talked about it on the way up about the fact that Shack's been running more and more here later in the season to great effect. 3rd and 3. Hearts at their own 44. There's the snap. And they get it and they lost it. Woomer fumbled, and it's recovered by Prairie Central.
Well, he got tripped up, and as he was going to the ground, the ball came loose, and number 23, Austin Switch, is the guy who came up with it, and a big turnover for Effingham.
The football ends up at Prairie Central's 49-yard line. He'd lost his footing, or like you said, might have got tripped, and he lost the handle on it. And Switch makes the fumble recovery for Prairie Central, and it's 1st and 10 for the Hawks at their own 49-yard line. So that drive ends unsuccessfully. And the Hawks, who scored their last possession but couldn't convert, are within 7-6. This drive starts with 8:40 left in the second quarter. King looking to throw, coming to the near side. There's the pass. He's got a man there, and it's caught by Moser. He's loose, and he's in for a touchdown.
Well, and this game just took a huge turn, did it not? I mean, it is Fairbury Prairie Central is just landed a big blow.
Luke Spencer had the only opportunity to stop that, and he just couldn't get there. So Corbin Moser with the pass reception scores, and it's now 12-7 Prairie Central. The score comes with 8:31 left in the second quarter, and we'll see whether or not they kick or pass or try to run it. Run would certainly be an option for this ball club, but a pass play there gives the Hawks a 12-7 lead. They line up like they're going to go for 2. There's the pitch, and there's a flag, and let's see what this is about. Procedure penalty on somebody is the indication, and it is, and it's on Prairie Central. I'm sure the Hearts will decline. They're going to walk it off, and they'll still have the opportunity to try for 2.
Yeah, I assume they're going to go for 2 every time based on the kickoffs that we've seen. It doesn't seem to be an area of strength for them as far as getting the ball in the air a long way. So they're probably still going to go for 2 even after getting pushed back 5 yards.
They run Moser in, sent Jacob Niffen out. Of course, it was Corbin that just caught the touchdown pass. So they line up for 2, looking to pass. King runs, he's up the middle, and he's still on his feet, and he's in for the 2-point conversion. So Prairie Central extends the lead to 14-7, 8:31 to go in the second quarter. Kickoff on the way in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
All right, the Hearts come up for the kickoff, which again is a worm burner. He was grabbed out there by Jet Gillum, and he gets it to the 33-yard line, I think is where they'll set it down. And that's where the Hearts will have it 1st and 10. Well, there's a pass play that results in the touchdown, and then their quarterback, Caden King, ran for a 2-point conversion, and Prairie Central has their first lead of the day. It's 14-7. Score comes with 8:27 to go in the second quarter, and the Hearts have a chance to step up and respond. Got to make a tackle is job one for the defense. Let's see what the offense can do to respond. Shack up under center, throws in the flats. It's caught out there by Calber. Cam's got a good run. First down and then some near midfield before he goes down. Brandon Hosselton came up and got him, but nice run after the catch by Cam, and he gets it close to midfield. They'll call it the 48. So a nice play on first down, gain of 15, and the new set of downs for the Hearts.
Yeah, Shackelford 5 of 6 for 82 yards now, and that's the second catch for Calber. He's up to 61 yards receiving.
Hearts got two guys split out here to the near side, to the left, since you can't see, and there's the snap, deep back. Woomer still on his feet. Oh, and he got tripped up. He had a big gain, and he got about 3 out of the deal. Cooper Palmore came up, made the stop. He did get into Prairie Central territory, but only to the 49, so a gain of 3, and it's 2nd and 7. Man, that could have been a big gain.
Yeah, that man who tripped him up was the only one between him and possibly a first down gain, but his feet came out from underneath him. He did hold on to the ball, and that's the important thing is you just can't turn it over anymore. The way these last couple of possessions have gone, you got to take care of the ball.
Positive yardage. 3-yard gain at 2nd and 7. Shack from the gun, fakes the handoff, runs it up the middle. There's nothing there. He might have got a couple. Gain to the 47, a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and about 5. Landon Jones came up and made the stop for the Hawks. So a gain of 2, 3rd and 5.
Shackelford 17 yards on 4 carries. Woomer 18 yards on 5 carries. So far running the football, Effingham has been somewhat limited by this Prairie Central defense.
Holden Lewis split wide to the left side. Duncan to the far side. Fake the handoff. There's the pass caught by Gillum. He's got a first down and then some. He's inside the 35-yard line. That play hardly ever fails.
Same play they scored a touchdown on.
Austin Switch came up, made the play, but it's a gain for the Hearts to the 34, so a gain of 13 yards. And the new set of downs for Effingham, and now they're knocking on the door at least a little closer. 6.5 to go, in the second quarter. And Prairie Central leads Hearts 14-7.
Shackelford 6 of 7 now, and he's got 2 receptions each for Calber, Duncan, and Gillum.
Up under center here on 1st and 10. Handoff, Woomer coming to the near side, and he gets taken down at about the 31. Jacob Niffen comes up, makes the stop. So a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd and 7 at the 31-yard line of Prairie Central.
Prairie Central doing a good job of closing in on these run plays and not allowing Effingham to get into the second level of that defense. There's been some well set up run plays that so far haven't gone for as much yardage as you would think coming off the snap.
Duncan split wide here to the near side, and then Lewis to the far side. Handoff to Logan Brown, though, the fullback, and he gets stopped and dives forward, maybe for no gain by the time the play comes to an end. And Corbin Moser, who we've talked about way too much already. And it's back to the 32, so we actually lost a yard on the play, so it's 3rd and 8. So 3rd and 8 at Prairie Central's 32-yard line. And yes, Mom, I wore my hat. It's a little nippy up here farther into central Illinois. 3rd and 7, big one here. Shack from the gun. Two men split out here. Duncan looking across the middle. Shack's got some time. Now he runs with it, and he gets near the 30, near the 25. That's not enough for a first down, but now it's close enough that you go for it on fourth down.
Yeah, I mean, it was not a design run as Shackelford gets all the way to the 26-yard line. He had all day to make that throw, but there just wasn't a good read as far as he was concerned, and so he eventually takes off and gets himself close to the first down, but not quite.
Gain of 6, so it's fourth and a long 1 or a short 2 at Prairie Central's 26. Let's see if he just keeps. Handoff, Brown, good run, first down, got near the 22-yard line. That's enough for a first down.
Boy, off the snap, I was a little concerned that the room wasn't going to be there for Brown to turn upfield, but he was able to do just enough to get those chains moved and extend this drive for Effingham. A big play right there.
26 to the 22, a gain of 4, and that's plenty enough for a first down. So the Hearts continue the drive. We're down to 4 minutes left before halftime. It's 14-7, Prairie Central, but the Hearts are driving.
Remember, Effingham is going to be on defense to start the second half, so as this first half winds down, getting a score here becomes even a little more important.
Brown lined up beside Shack. Shack keeps, drives up the middle, and he's near the 15-yard line before they take him down. Good gain on first down.
Yeah, that time a design run, and he gets some good blocking in front of him, and like you said, took a big chunk out of it all the way up to the 15-yard line.
Gain of 7 at 2nd and 3. Caden Young comes up, makes the stop for Prairie Central. 2nd and 3, you got a lot of options here on 2nd and short. Lewis split wide to the right. Tristan Duncan down here to the near side, and he's got single coverage, so I'm just saying. Shack, there's the snap. Handoff, Brown trying to dance his way ahead, and he didn't get much of any. And he's taken down by Brandon Hosselton. We've talked about him way too much already. No gain. Stays at the 15, and it's 3rd and 3.
I was thinking that Effingham in that situation might take a shot. 2nd and only a few yards to go. They might take a shot at the end zone there, maybe go back to the Gillum play that's worked so well a couple of times already. They run the ball up the middle, this time on 3rd and 3. We'll see what they do. Only one wide receiver split out.
Yeah, I see where Duncan is. I think that's where it's coming. Let's see. Fake the handoff. Rolling. He's looking for Duncan. They're after Shack. Shack turns it up the field. He's inside the 10 before he's driven back. Very close to a first down here.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I thought Shackelford was going to get brought down from behind in the backfield, but he had just enough speed to outrun that would-be tackler, and it is enough to get the chains moved again.
Cooper Palmore came up and made the stop, but a gain for Shack to the 11. So he got 5, and that's enough for a first down for the Hearts. So the drive continues with just outside of 2 minutes left before halftime. Hearts trail 14-7, but a new set of downs at the 11 of Prairie Central. Shack up under center, got the eye, going to the deep back. That's Brown. Good angle off the right side of center, and he's got it down to the 5. Good run on first down. Nice job right side of center, and he gets it to the 5. Gain of 6. Cooper Palmore again, and it'll be 2nd and 4 at the 5. They can get a first down without a touchdown, but they'd be at the 1-yard line if they do it. So 2nd and 4 at the 5.
I don't want to mess around with that. I want him to get it in the end zone.
I like the sound of that. There's the shift of the 2 tight ends to the right side of the line. There's the snap. Logan Brown up the middle. Touchdown Effingham! Great blocking. Cut it to the right, took it right up the gut, dove in for the score. And the Hearts are back within 14-13 with 1:15 left in the first half. Great run. Logan Brown with the score. Hearts to kick for the tie. Be Bo Hefner's turn this time. From Spencer's snap. And Wolf's hold. There's the snap, the placement, the kicks up, looks good to me. The officials agree, and we have a tie game. 14-14, 1:15 left in the second quarter. Back with a kickoff in a moment on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
All right, nice job by the Hart special teams. Jacob Niffen, the return man, and Chase Woomer, who's been busy carrying the ball, came up, made a nice special teams tackle there, and it ends up at the 16-yard line.
Just a 7-yard return, so a long field for Prairie Central to try to navigate in the last 69 seconds of this first half. Effingham, a 13-play, 67-yard drive. 7 minutes and 16 seconds, Greg, capped off by that 5-yard touchdown run for Logan Brown.
That is very much the exception that the Hearts take that much time on a drive, but boy, it was just what the doctor ordered, and the kick was good, and we're tied at 14 with just outside a minute to go in the first half. Got to stop the big play here. Caden King rolls to the far side. Hearts react well. Down he goes at the 15.
Man, he went down hard there.
Nice job. Jacob Stoneburner in on the stop, and no gain. 2nd and 10. Nice work.
Stoneburner definitely came out of the pile with a little fist pump there. He's fired up, and this Effingham defense knows they need to stand up right here and eliminate the big play and go into halftime tied up.
We're down to 40 seconds. It's 2nd and 10, and again, they're at their 16-yard line, so you'd have to think in the game of this kind, Prairie Central's not going to be thinking about doing any razzle-dazzle here. Down to 28 seconds before the half. King's looking to throw. I'll be darned. He's going deep. Hearts may get it. It's knocked down. Great defense by Parker Wolf.
Parker Wolf came over the top of the defender, but both of them going for the football. No flag on the play. And that is an incomplete pass. Stops the clock. 19.8 seconds to go here before halftime.
Cooper Palmar was the intended receiver. Nice job by Wolf just going up with him and knocked it down.
Gotten conditioned here in the last few weeks to see any time they throw the ball in Wolf's direction, you're wondering if he's going to be the guy that comes away with it. But that time, have to settle for just good coverage and puts them in a 3rd down situation.
3rd and 10. They ran for no gain on their first play. That's an incomplete pass, so it's 3rd and 10 with 20 seconds left before halftime. King rolls to the near side this time. They had him and lost him, and down he goes for a loss. Who came up there? Is that Witten again? Jacob Dawson Witten came up. Hit him for a loss. Back of the 14, a loss of 2, and the Hearts call time with 12.7 seconds because it's 4th down and 12. So the Hearts say, why not? Got the wind with them. Time for one play maybe. So the Hearts call time, and we'll see what happens on this 4th down play. Let's take a real quick 30-second break back there, young man. Caleb, it's 14 all. Effingham and Prairie Central on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
Okay, the ball was spotted at the 15, and you would presume they're going to punt, and the punter is back, and he is in the person of number 11 is Caden King, the quarterback. He does it all. There's the snap, and he lost it. It's back into the end zone. King throws out of the end zone. The hole down. Haven Prather almost had the pick.
Oh, my goodness. The snap was high, threw his hands. He chases it into the end zone, realizes he can't just fall on it, tries to throw the pass, and Prather, an interception through his hands inside the 10-yard line. That would have been points on the board. But as it is, Effingham's going to get the football on the 15-yard line with 8.1 seconds to go. Still a chance to do something here.
So 1st and 10 for Effingham at Prairie Central's 15-yard line. You can maybe get 2 pass plays done here in 8 seconds. And the Hearts do have a timeout left. So 1st and 10, Shack from the gun on 1st and 10 at Prairie Central's 15. There's the throw, caught by Woomer, and down he goes at the 11. And the Hearts quickly call a timeout with 3.7 seconds. So a gain of 4 on the pass play. Let me see where they set it down to give you an accurate. Nope, right at the 10. So a gain of 5, Dustin. So it'll be 2nd and 5 at the 10 and 3.7 seconds left. So you got time for one play. Field goal? That's a thought. Yeah, Joe's saying, how about a field goal? Ivan Angel has booted many this year. What'd you tell me? He needs what for the record?
Well, if he were to kick one, he would tie the career record with Michael Carey for 4 field goals in a career. It's a modest number, but high school football, it would. It's just not a thing that happens very often. We'll see. They don't seem to have that. They do.
Ivan's there. He's got the holder. It'll be 20-17. It'll be a 27-yard field goal. The Hearts have some wind behind this. Ivan Angel's going to try a 27-yard field goal to give the Hearts the lead going into the half. There's the kick. It is up, and it is no good to the right. He had enough distance, but it was no good to the right. And thanks to whoever sounded that noisemaker down there about the time he kicked. And there, Coach Hefner's wondering why there's no penalty. You're not supposed to have those.
Yeah, that's pretty. I'll tell you, if nothing else, it's poor sportsmanship.
Right about the time that the snap was made.
Oh, there's no question that's what that was all about.
You heard a noisemaker down there, and Coach Hefner says, what's the story here, guys? That's one of the things the IHSA makes a big deal about, is you're not supposed to have that kind of stuff in a postseason game. And it came right about the time of the snap. Now, that's my case. So it ends up the end of the half on the field goal. It ended up wide right. So 27 yards. He had the distance, but it ended up wide right. And we're tied here at the half. It's Effingham 14, Prairie Central 14. Halftime show on the way in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
This is the Compass Advisory Group Halftime Show. For all of your insurance needs, contact Corey McDaniel at 347-9697.
All right, we're back at Lewis Field at Prairie Central High School, third round Class 4A football playoff action, and at the half, it's Effingham 14, Prairie Central 14. Back and forth to say the least. The Hearts got the ball and scored their initial possession. Prairie Central came back, scored, but were unable to convert on the try for extra points. They then came right back, scored on a big pass play, and then converted on a 2-point play. That gave them the 14-7 lead. Hearts came back and scored just a short bit of time left in the half. They were able to kick for the extra point to tie it at 14. Hearts tried a field goal right before the half. It was wide right. And so we're tied here at the break, 14-14 Effingham and Prairie Central. Dustin's going to have the stats for us in a minute. We'll go back to Caleb and check for scores, and Joe's checking here too. CJ is still intact out here filming all this action, and I feel pretty good. 14-14 at halftime. Hearts 10-1, Prairie Central 9-2. It's been an interesting half of football. Let's take a break. By the way, Joe's got a score up for me here. First quarter, it's Murfreesboro 14, Kankakee McNamara 7. Thank you, Joe. If Effingham wins and Murfreesboro wins, we're home next week at Klosterman Field. Kankakee wins and the Hearts win. The Hearts go to Kankakee. That's how things shape out. So right now, Murphy's ahead 14-7 in the first quarter. Let's take a break. Be back with the numbers in a minute here on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
All right, we're back at Prairie Central. Halftime score: Effingham 14, Prairie Central 14. Dustin White working hard on the stats. You need another minute?
1 minute.
All right, let's send it back to the score desk. Sorry, I'm freezing up. And tell us, Caleb, what do you have for us in the way of scores, okay?
All right, in Class 1A action right now at the half, it is Central A&M over Arcola 28-0. And then in the fourth, it is Freeport Aqueen losing to Leno Winslow 52-7. Then in Class 2A football action, in the third quarter, it is Nashville leading Pana 21-19. In 3A class action right now, it is Quincy over Breeze Mater Dei 14-6 in the second quarter. And then right now, Vandalia is currently trailing Williamsville 21-0. And then in 4A class action, as you just mentioned, Greg, it's Murfreesboro over Kankakee 14-7. And then also it is Wheaton over Coal City 7-6. And that is your scores, guys.
Super. Thank you, Kayla. Appreciate the update. Dustin, what do you have for us in numbers, sir?
All right, well, things pretty even as you might expect in a 14-14 game here at halftime. Effingham, 168 yards of total offense on 26 plays in that first half. Prairie Central, 22 plays for 153 yards. Each team with 7 first downs in that half of play. The Hearts, 4 first downs on the ground, 3 through the air. Prairie Central ran the ball for 4 first downs. They had 1 via the pass. That was on a touchdown play, their only successful pass of the first half. And they also were able to move the chains twice via the penalty in the first 24 minutes of action here. Effingham, 69 rushing yards on 18 carries. They scored 1 of their 2 touchdowns on the ground. Prairie Central also ran the ball 18 times, but gained 102 yards on the ground, scored 1 touchdown there as well. As far as the passing attempts, Effingham's put the ball in the air 8 times and completed 7 of them, 99 yards and another touchdown. For Prairie Central, 4 pass attempts, 1 completed, 51 yards on that 1 completion for a touchdown. So again, Effingham 26 total plays, 168 yards of total offense. Prairie Central sitting at 22 plays, 153 yards of total offense. As far as penalties, Effingham penalized twice for 20 yards very early in that game. They settled down after that. Prairie Central 5 penalties for a total of 30 yards. Turnover-wise, each team has fumbled the ball once. The difference is that Prairie Central was able to recover theirs. Effingham lost that fumble, and that was the only turnover of the first half, as there were no interceptions. Time of possession also pretty even, as the Hearts held the ball for 12 minutes and 12 seconds. Prairie Central 11 minutes and 48 seconds. Each of these teams had 1 drive in that first half of over 7 minutes. Effingham scored on theirs. Prairie Central actually didn't score on their long drive as far as time, their longest drive as far as time goes anyway. But again, things pretty even there in the first half. So let's take a look at some individual statistics now. Caden King, the Prairie Central quarterback, he is their leading rusher, 63 yards on 9 carries, including a 24-yard touchdown run. That was their first score of the game, and got them within a point. Of course, made it a 7-6 game at the time. Connor Kasner, 15 yards on 5 carries. Corbin Moser, 17 yards on 2 carries. All 17 of his yards came on 1. He was hit at the line of scrimmage the other time. And then Dalen Lovelace, 7 yards on his 2 attempts on the ground. As far as passing, this is a Prairie Central team that doesn't throw the ball very much, but they have thrown the ball 4 times today. Caden King has been successful on 1 of those attempts, and it was a big one, a completion to Corbin Moser, a 51-yard touchdown throw. And so that was their other score, which at the time, after the 2-point conversion, gave Prairie Central the 14-7 lead. As far as some other numbers go, Jacob Niffen had their only the Hawks' only kick return of the half. It was a 23-yarder. They did not punt in that first half. They tried to, but it was a bad snap, and it set Effingham up for that last-second field goal attempt before halftime that was ultimately unsuccessful, but a chance that the Hearts probably wouldn't have had otherwise. Looking at Effingham's individual numbers, Nate Shackelford, 34 rushing yards on 7 attempts in that first half of play. Chase Woomer, he had 6 attempts for 21 yards, and Logan Brown, he had 5 carries for just 14 yards, but the last one was a 5-yard touchdown run that got Effingham set up to tie things up on the extra point attempt to play later. Shackelford, though, 7 of 8 passing for 99 yards and 1 touchdown. That was a 17-yard strike to Jet Gillum, one of 2 catches for Jet, as he had 30 receiving yards in the first half. Cameron Caliber, 2 catches for 61 yards. Remember, he caught a 46-yarder to open the game for Effingham. A big play down the seam in the middle, and then another 15-yarder later on. Tristan Duncan, 2 catches for a total of 4 yards. He had a 4-yard catch, and then another one where he's hit at the line of scrimmage. And then you also had Chase Woomer catch 1 pass. It was for a gain of 4 right there before halftime. So 4 different receivers getting in on the action for Shackelford, who was, again, 7 of 8 for 99 yards. Very, very efficient first half for him. Dawson Witten, 1 punt in that first half of play. It was a 26-yarder. Woomer had a 14-yard kick return. You had Jet Gillum step up and return 1 yard, and then you had one more in the form of Gabe Keeney, who was another up man who decided to take one of those short squib kicks. Again, the Prairie Central kicker is the guy who just puts it on the ground and hopes that maybe you make a mistake, maybe you'll put it on, maybe you'll lose control of it. The Hearts have done a good job with that so far and have gotten some pretty good field position as a result. So Gabe Keeney with a chance to get a little bit of a kick return. It was a 6-yarder. And again, Effingham with no takeaways in the first half, so I don't have anything defensively to add to the mix. And at the end of the day, it's a 14-14 game. Kind of ball game we thought we might be in for. A close game. Prairie Central is going to get the ball first, though, to start the second half.
Let's go ahead and take a quick break. More to come here. It's halftime in this third-round 4A playoff game. Effingham 14, Prairie Central 14. Excuse me. You're hearing the action on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
All right. We're back at Prairie Central High School. This is in Fairbury, Illinois. We're in Livingston County, if I read my county signs right. And this may be the first time I've ever been in Livingston County. I knew there was one, but I don't think I've ever been here. I know I've never been to Fairbury before.
Wide open spaces around this field. We're facing what, to the north? Is that correct?
We are. We're looking north. You can just maybe see the John Hancock building just over those trees up there.
And you can see us. Nothing but empty fields out there. Looks like all the farmers in the area have managed to get their harvest done. We see some guys out there disking their fields. It looks like turning them over for the winter. But yeah, it's wide open behind and in front of us, and so whatever wind you get is blowing right across this field right now. And it's a long way to go to play, and hopefully Effingham got its legs underneath it, and its defense can come out for a nice second half stand, get the ball back with a chance to take the lead.
Really like the way that they capitalized when they had the opportunity and scored, and that was so big to come back and tie here at halftime. And now they're in good shape. I think they've learned to react well to all these multiple offensive runners, and I think they're going to be okay.
Well, and really, what could have been a big turning point in the game, and it was briefly, was the fact that you give up the score, and then you turn around and fumble the football, and they come right back, run one play, and get back in the end zone. So they've scored 2 touchdowns in what amount of game time that amounts to a couple of minutes, and so you're back on your heels a little bit, and that's where it could all fall apart confidence-wise. Like you start thinking, well, maybe this team's just better than us. Maybe we don't have it today, but not surprised that Effingham regrouped, got it together, and were able for the rest of the half to keep Prairie Central out of the end zone. And so they just have to come up with a good defensive possession here and get that offense back on the field. Nate Shackelford's throwing the ball well. They're completing passes. He's 7 of 8. Just keep doing that. They're moving the football pretty well. As long as they hang on to it, they should be okay.
They played single coverage on Tristan Duncan in the first half, and I noticed that more than once, and I think that they might have just put that in their bag of tricks here for the second half. I can't imagine that we're going to go a whole football game and not see a ball go Tristan Duncan's way.
At some point, they'll make a deep toss to him. Now, that long catch that Cam Calber had on the first play of the game, I mean, Duncan was in the neighborhood too. He could have probably just as easily gone and gotten that one, and probably would have been able to if Calber hadn't been there. But yeah, that's something for them to keep in mind. And then again, it's been there. It's been there every week of the season, and it has continued to be there today a couple of times. I mean, Jet Gillum, that little out pattern, it seems like it's always there. And I think that if you're in a situation where you absolutely need 7 or 8 yards and you need to throw the football, that's a pretty safe one that I think we'll see them return to at some point in the second half.
I just about forgot. Dave Woltman, nice enough as always to be giving me good information. Congratulations to Ellie Weymouth. Ellie Weymouth swam at sectionals today, and according to his editorial comment, she swam out of her mind. 4th place in the 50 free, 29.34 seed, and she swam it in 26.55. So wonderful job by Ellie Weymouth. Congratulations to her in sectionals today. So nice work. Nice work. Now, as far as us, I should tell you that Mr. Matt Robinson's across the hall at KJ Country at 102.3. This is the final weekend of the NASCAR season, and the Ford EcoBoost deciding the Xfinity Cup for the year is being run. You can hear that right now on your home for NASCAR, KJ Country at 102.3. And then tomorrow it's the Ford EcoBoost 400, and that'll decide the Monster Energy Cup title. Both those being run down in Homestead, Florida, where I'm guessing it's warmer. And those can be heard again on KJ Country at 102.3. We'll mention again that if Effingham wins and Murfreesboro wins, we'll be home next weekend. Joseph tells me at halftime, Murfreesboro and Kankakee McNamara tied at 14. That is at halftime, still in the second quarter. Okay, still in the second quarter. So 14 all, just like it's 14 all here. Pretty evenly balanced teams.
Let's just hope in a few minutes that it's still 14 all.
Yes.
Prairie Central going to get the football first to start this second half. They won the coin toss before the game and deferred to Effingham, which worked out in the Hearts' favor. They scored on their opening possession, got that 7-0 lead. They'd like very much to stand them up and get the ball back and try to do something similar to get this third quarter underway.
Hearts are back out on the field. Prairie Central on the sideline, so we're about ready to go. About 24 seconds here. We'll be ready for the kickoff. 14-14. Hearts scored last. I like the sound of that, so we'll see what happens here in this second half. Hearts are 10-1. Prairie Central 9-2. Prairie Central has already thrown more than I thought they might throw in the game.
How many times did you say they threw it last week?
Once, and it was incomplete.
So that means that for the season, and remember this is their 12th game, that they had thrown 34 times all year long. And they do pick their spots though, and they picked a good spot to throw one here today. Their one completion was a 51-yarder, so they can clearly do it when they need to. If you're Effingham, you just have to be ready for it. It's always got to be in the back of your mind, even if it's not a thing that you really expect to see too often.
Hearts will kick from your left to your right as you're looking at your personal listening device. The wind is from the southeast, which is kind of a weird place for the wind to come from. I have an Angel ready to put a foot into this one. Tied 14-14, Effingham and Prairie Central. Good end-over-end kick taken at about the 15. That's the quarterback, Caden King, going to the far side of the field. And down he goes out across the 30. And there's Luke Spencer right in the middle of it, making a stop for the Hearts. And Haven Prather was buried under a mass of humanity. He was over there, too, on that for the Hearts. So it'll be the 34-yard line where Prairie Central starts our second half. 14-14. Again, Murfreesboro and Kankakee McNamara also 14-14 in their game. The winners will play next week at Effingham if it's Murfreesboro. Otherwise, it's a long drive up I-57 if Kankakee wins. Let's see what happens. Sometimes the first possession of the second half can really dictate a football game. King up under center, handoff, that's Moser, and he gets hit a lick right after he got out across the 35-yard line. I think that's Ballman, wasn't it? Jacob Logan, all right, made the stop and a short gain to the 37. So a gain of 3, and it's 2nd and 7. It's a cool day. It's been dry, and we can be thankful for that. Ended up outside, but boy, we get a great look at the field out here. And it is open Prairie, and never has been a school more appropriately named than Prairie Central. All right, so 2nd and 7 at the 37, and there's a whistle, and somebody in the neutral zone. False start. Procedure penalty on Prairie Central. That'll shove it back 5 yards to the 32. And now it'll be 2nd and about 13.
Yeah, back behind the original line of scrimmage. So that's good. Effingham defense will take any help they can get on this opening possession as they're trying to force a quick 3 and out here.
2nd and 12. Sorry, 2nd and 12 at the 32. And they are working with what wind we have right now, Prairie Central, in the third quarter. Here's the quarterback. He keeps, and down he goes. And the Hearts are reacting very well here out of the gate to start this second half. Nice job, Austin Herbeth. Old number 89 comes up, makes the stop. They give him close to the 35. That'll make it 3rd and just a little more than 10 yards to go. So the Hearts have reacted well these first 2 plays.
King had to get his shoe back on after that play, retie it. He's still retying it.
I just soon he hadn't. He's a force, man. He can flat run the football. He's their leading rusher again. He was just over 1,100 yards for the season coming into today's game. Big play here, 3rd and just outside, 10 yards to go. King looking to throw. Across the middle, it is caught and dropped.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
How did he not catch that?
Logan Steidinger, the intended receiver, and I thought he was gone, but then he dropped it. So that stops the clock, brings up 4th and just outside of 10 yards. Clock stops, by the way, with 10:02 to go in the third quarter. So 4th and a bundle, and they're awfully deep. They're surely going to try and kick, but they've had a miserable time of it. King back to punt.
Man, I'll tell you, he was open. Hit him in the hands. Just couldn't look it in.
So he'll punt it from inside his own 25-yard line. High snap. He gets it away. It's a pretty good punt as it turns out, and the Hearts get away from it. It's going to be a great punt. It's inside Effingham's 20-yard line. Well, so much for King not being able to punt. It's inside Effingham's 20-yard line. He hit it a lick. He kicked from about his 25, and it's inside Effingham's 20 at the 18-yard line. 17-yard line. 33 and then 25. My mercy, that's like a 58-yard punt. Not what the Hearts needed. Effingham working against the wind here to start the second half. We're tied at 14, 9:52 left in the third quarter as we start this drive. Shack looking to throw, going deep. He's got Calber, caught out across the 40.
And great concentration by Calber because he got smacked. As soon as he caught that football, he took a shot, and he held on to it as he went down to the turf, and a big gain for Effingham on first down.
To the 42, gain of 25 yards on that pass play. And Steininger, who dropped the pass there a minute ago, comes up, makes a nice defensive stop, but not before Calber makes the catch. So 1st and 10, Hearts at their 42. Here's the handoff up the gut, out across the 45. Good gain on 1st down. Nice run there. And it's Woomer and Brandon Hosselton. Boy, we've talked about him a lot. He's had a lot of stops here, but it ends up at the 47-yard line. So from the 42 to the 47, a gain of 5, and it's 2nd and 5. Nice gain on 1st and 10. Shack up under center on 2nd down. Handoff. Woomer coming to the near side, and down he goes.
Man, he got that first block.
Yep.
He got the initial block, and I thought, here we go, this is going to be a good game. But the secondary closed in on him so quickly, and it turns into like a yard, yeah.
Yeah, to the 48. Hosselton again on the stop. He is a man on a mission here on defense for the Hawks. It's the Flaming Hearts and the Hawks.
They were calling them the Hittin' Hawks too, I think, on the PA system. I don't know. That's I don't think that's official. Okay, but that's what the PA announcer before the game was saying.
So we got the Flaming Hawks and the Flaming Hearts and the Hittin' Hawks.
And that's pretty apt with Hosselton. He's put a lot of hits on a lot of people today.
3rd and 4, big play here. Shack from the gun. Hands off, Woomer going to the far side. Got the 1st down.
Yeah.
Across midfield into Prairie Central territory. Jacob Niffen came up with a stop, but not before the 1st down. It ends up a gain to the 47. So a gain of 6 yards. And the Hearts have a new set of downs into Prairie Central territory. 7:58 left, 3rd quarter. Tie game, Effingham and Prairie Central, 14-14. Shack up under center on 1st and 10. 2 men split out here to the near side. And they throw. Caught out here in the flats by Calber. Get him a block, and they do, and he's inside the 40 before he goes down. Nice work by Duncan of coming up and making the block there.
Yeah, Tristan Duncan making sure that they got some extra yardage on the end of that catch. Is just a short little route, but Duncan does his job, seals his man off, and they get close to another 1st down. Are they going to have to measure this?
About a yard shy, Dustin. It's from the 47 to the 38, gain of 9. Connor Kasner came up and made the stop. Remember a guy named Kasner played a little against us a few years ago. Different school. So to the 38. And the ball's loose. And the Hearts retain possession. That was unfortunate. But it's fallen on at the 40, so essentially no gain. Loss of 3, in fact. Back to the 40.
I was looking down. Was it a bad snap?
Yeah, just when he was coming away from the snap, just coming away from center, the ball got loose, but they fell on it. So it's at the 40, so it's a loss of 3. So that makes it 3rd down and about 3 for a 1st down. Ball at Prairie Central's 40-yard line, and now we've got a whistle, and the Hearts, or somebody calls time. Effingham wants time. So the Hearts didn't like something over on the sidelines. They called time. Timeout with 6:25 left in the 3rd quarter. 3rd round playoff action. It's Effingham 14, Prairie Central 14 on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
3rd and 3, Logan Brown carried the football. Cooper Palmore came up and made the stop. He gains to the 38. That is shy of a 1st down. So it's 4th down and about 1, and I know they're going to go for it here. Shack's going to go over and talk to Coach here real quick as they put it down at the 38.
Man, I mean, there is, like a football length to go, basically. Half a yard. Big play coming up.
Plenty of time on the play clock. 14-14, 4th and less than a yard. Hearts at Prairie Central's 38. Shack up under center. I'm for him keeping it. They're going to hand off. Logan Brown up the gut. I think he got it. I think his initial penetration gave him the first down, judging by where the line judge is walking. I think they got it.
The line judges in the stands are not in agreement, but this one is going to be very close.
Oh, they're going to bring the chains out. Holy cow. Josh Woodry came up, made the stop, by the way.
Not quite as good a spot as I thought he got.
I think he has it.
It's going to be
I think
close.
He has it. I think he has it. He got it. Shaq's pointing first down. So does the official, and that's the name of the game.
It couldn't have been by very much, Greg.
No.
I was. You said he got it, and I was like, ooh, I don't know. But they point Effingham's way. The Hearts get another first down, and they get to keep this possession going.
Shaq was pointing Effingham's way. All the Prairie Central kids, of course, were pointing Prairie Central's way. But it's a first down. The referee called it a first down, and that's the name of the game. So he got a yard to the 37, and that's what the Hearts needed for a first down.
Well,
that could be a huge play.
It absolutely could be. You're in the middle of a long drive with a tie ball game. Yeah, it could absolutely come home later on.
Shotgun, nobody lined up behind him. Shaq keeps up the gut. He's got a nice run, dives inside the 30-yard line. Cooper Palmore on the stop, but a gain inside the 30 for Shaq on first down. It's 2nd and 2.
Yeah, he faked the handoff to Logan Brown, and it almost looked like there might have been a little miscommunication about whether he was supposed to hand it off or not. They got hung up for just a second there, but it was Shackelford who kept it up the middle and gets, just beyond the 30.
So it's 2nd and short. 14-14 tie. Hearts are driving here in the third quarter. Shaq with the eye lined up behind him. Hand off to the deep back. Brown looking to pick his way through traffic, and he dives inside the 25, and that's plenty enough for a first down. Garrett Steidinger comes up, makes a tackle, but not till Brown has the first down at the 23-yard line. So a gain of 7 to the 23. So the Hearts are driving.
24 yards on 8 carries for Logan Brown. The workload split very evenly as Shackelford and Wimmer both have 9 carries and Brown has got 8.
Man, oh man. Hearts looking to get to the semifinals for the first time in school history. 11 wins for the first time in school history. Shaq from the gun on 1st and 10. There's the snap. He's going to carry. Comes to the near side and down he goes. Short gain, maybe no gain. Maybe a half-yard loss. Brandon Hasselton there again for the Hawks.
Corbin Moser, number 4 for Prairie Central, came hobbling off the field, couldn't put any weight on his right foot, got to the sideline and just collapsed. And that's big because he's one of their running backs, and he's also the guy who caught their lone pass.
The play is still at the 23, so it's 2nd and 10. No gain on that play. Holden Lewis brings the play in for the Hearts to Shaq. And there's 10 on the clock, so we need to get this play off. 3:33 left in the third quarter. Play clock down to 4. Shaq needs to get this play going here, and he does. And he's looking to throw, and he's got Duncan, and Duncan turns around, and he makes the catch! Touchdown, Effingham!
Just threw to a spot, and Duncan went and got it. What a pretty throw. That was a perfect throw over Duncan's right shoulder, and he went and got it. Duncan wasn't even looking at the line of scrimmage whenever he took off there. Turns around and finds the football, a 23-yard touchdown.
That was so pretty, and you're right. It was just right because Duncan didn't look till the ball was there. That was just right. Hearts take a 20-14 lead. Out for the extra point try. It's up and it's blocked. The extra point try is blocked. Angels' try is unsuccessful, but the Hearts have the lead. 3:18 to go, third quarter. It's Effingham 20, Prairie Central 14 on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
If you can send along some warmth, that'd be good. 20-14, the Hearts have taken the lead. Dustin will recap the scoring drive in a minute. Here's Angels' kickoff, and he gets a good one underway at about the 20. That's where the quarterback, King, gets it, and he goes to the far side of the field. Somebody better make a tackle, and down he goes at about midfield. There's a flag, in fact, 2 flags on this play, and the first one at the 35 may be the big one. Sean Cochran came up and made the stop. But this flag back at the 35 may be on Prairie Central.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's going to come back. It is.
Block in the back?
Yep, holding.
Holding, okay.
So from the 35, they'll walk it back 10 yards. So what could have been a big gain toward midfield to open this, short field position for Prairie Central. Instead, they're going to have to go back to the 25-yard line.
You're right. King was out near midfield. So back to the 25, that's where they'll start this drive. 1st and 10 at their 25. 3:09 to go in the third quarter. And tell us real quick about that drive, Dustin.
Well, it was a 12-play, 83-yard touchdown drive for Effingham. 6 minutes and 34 seconds, and it was capped off by a 23-yard pass from Nate Shackelford to Tristan Duncan to give Effingham the 20-14 lead.
Extra point got blocked, but the Hearts are back in front. King's going to throw. The Hearts have a chance at this one, and it's incomplete, and both players going for the ball. No flag.
And King took a shot as he was throwing that one. Man, he got hit hard. You could see he's feeling it a little bit, walking it off back there behind the line of scrimmage, hands on his hips. He definitely took one there.
Parker Wolf, good job going step for step with the receiver, and it came up empty. So that's 2nd and 10 at the 25, and Dustin and Joe both mentioned Corbin Moser off the field, sitting on a training table right now on the sidelines. He's one of their running backs and the kid that caught the touchdown pass for them, so he's not available. King back to throw, rolling to the near side. He got the pass away. It's incomplete. Boy, he just got clobbered again.
He sure did.
Man, Jacob Logan, Mason Hasty got in there and hit him a lick. So King moving a little gingerly as he goes back and gets ready for 3rd and 10. And now he's thinking, this is why we don't throw.
Yeah, just 1 for 7. The one was big, but Effingham doing a good job here of making them feel it for going to the pass here. And now, they're going to, I don't know, an option team like this, I would normally say this is a throwing situation, but who knows what they're going to do.
Yeah, they still only need 10, and they got people split both directions. Got a man in motion. King's going to run, and he gets, no, it isn't. It isn't King, is it? It's Connor Kasner, and he didn't get anywhere near enough yardage for first down. And is that Witten again in on the stop? Dawson Witten, nice stop. The gain for Kasner is to the 28. 9. We'll call it the 29. So it's a gain of about 3, and it's 4th and 7. Yeah, 3.5.
3.5, 4 yards. They got a ways to go. King is back deep to punt.
Now remember, he smoked one his last punt.
But he also is an athlete and could certainly take off.
He does kick. Oh, and this one straight up the chute. Hearts are going to get great field position. The sideline saying, get away from the ball.
Yeah, and it even took an Effingham bounce right around the 50-yard line. It's going to be on the Prairie Central 49.
This is a huge break for Effingham because King's last one was 50-some yards. This one went straight up the chute, and the Hearts get it 1st and 10 at Prairie Central's 49-yard line. 2:10 left in the third quarter to start this drive. Hearts lead it 20-14. So this third quarter, when we didn't know how things were going to go, has actually turned out pretty well for Effingham.
So far, you got to do something with this, though. I just feel like you got to capitalize right here if you're Effingham.
Because Prairie Central's going to have what wind there is in the fourth quarter. Hand off to the deep back. Look at the hole over here for Woomer, and he dives to the 45. Big gain. Boy, there's Hasselton again coming up and making a big stop for them.
He's wearing the wrong number. He's wearing 51 instead of 54. I think of Brian Urlacher running around, for some of those Bears teams where he was just running around making 20 tackles in a game, and that's what Hasselton's doing today. Limits Woomer to 4 yards, but, Effingham, you take 4 yards per carry, won't you?
You bet. You bet. That'll get you first down every time. 2nd and 6 at Prairie Central's 45, and the sun comes out here at Fairbury. Looking to throw. Shaq's got time. Now he's scrambling. He's going to go down with the ball. sack back into Effingham territory.
Yeah, they brought some pressure this time, and quite honestly, Effingham was lucky that Colin Weymouth didn't get called for holding in the backfield there as he was losing his block, and so it comes all the way back to the 45-yard line. So either way, it's a loss of 10 yards, whether a hold or not.
Connor Kasner with the sack, loss of 10, and Arts have a 3rd and 16 at their own 45-yard line. This drive started in Prairie Central territory, and now it's back into Effingham territory.
Yeah, the Hearts went play action there, and it just didn't fool the Hawks. It didn't fool them one bit.
Nobody open. Shaq was looking and looking, and he finally went down with the ball. Looking to throw on 3rd and a bunch. He's across the middle. Caught there by Holden Lewis for a first down. No, that's Parker Wolf.
And he got drilled after he caught that one.
Parker Wolf, what a catch, and 5 hit 5, Dustin. Logan Steininger, Joe tells me, got the catch, got the tackle. I'll get it out in a minute. It's complete to the 37-yard line.
That's a first down.
It is every bit of a first down. So that's 13 and 17 yards on that pass completion. Good to the 37-yard line. This will be the last play of the third quarter. Shaq from the gun on 1st and 10. Hand off to Logan Brown, and he fell down with it. That's a tough break. Got handed off to Brown, and he went down. Loss of 2 to the 39, and that will end the third quarter. With the Hearts second and about 12. After 3, third-round football playoff action. Here at Fairbury, it's Effingham 20, Prairie Central 14 on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
All right, here we go. Hearts have the ball at Prairie Central's 39-yard line to start the fourth quarter. It's 2nd and 12. Hearts lead 20-14. Shaq rolling to the far side, steps up, needs a block, got the block, still on his feet, falls down inside the 40 at about the line of scrimmage, as it turned out. Well, that play went forever for nothing.
Well, I'll tell you, fortunate that it didn't go for more of a loss than it did.
Josh Woodry with the tackle. The play started at the 36, ends up at the 39. It's 3rd and 13. Wow, he went a long way, but laterally. So it's 3rd down and a bunch. Hearts still with the football. We're into the fourth quarter. Effingham in front, 20-14 here over Prairie Central. Shaq from the gun on 3rd and long. There's the snap, rolling to the near side. Got a man blitzing. There's the pass. It is caught by Duncan inside the 20. First down for the Hearts. Dalen Lovelace came up, made the stop, but not before a nice catch by Tristan Duncan. They'll mark it at the 21. Gained from the 39 to the 21, an 18-yard pass completion, and a new set of downs for the Hearts.
Nate Shackelford is 12 of 13 for 192 yards. That was Duncan's 4th reception. He's up to 45 yards.
Goodness. So with his running and the 192 yards passing, that rushing and passing record continues to grow. New set of downs. Handoff Logan Brown. Look at the hole. Nice angle blocking, and he gets it to the 15-yard line. Nice run.
Boy, it just cannot be understated how big of a deal it would be for Effingham to put points on the board on this possession. As we roll into the fourth quarter, time rolling off the clock, you're really putting the Hawks behind the 8 ball if you can get another touchdown.
Brandon Hosselton again on the tackle. He has just been a world beater for Prairie Central. Ball's at the 15, so it's a gain of 6. It's 2nd and 4. Hearts to the 15 of Prairie Central. Shaq up under center. Bringing Calber from the near side. Looking to hand off. Brown up the gut. Keep going, Logan. He might have got a yard. We'll see about the initial penetration there. Josh Woodry comes up, makes a big stop for the Hawks. Maybe no gain.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the line judge is right back at the line of scrimmage there. But again, it's going to be 3rd and 4. You're in 4-down territory here. It's not the end of the world.
3rd and 4 at the 15. Hearts lead 20-14. That's the bottom line. 10:04 left in somebody's season.
See Tristan Duncan come off the field. See Stoneburner come in. And they also bring in, it looks like, Jacob Briggerman into the game.
Stoneburner at the fullback spot. Brown at the tailback spot. Logan Brown, look at the run up the middle. He's to the 10. I think he's got the first down.
You brought your big blocking package in to give Brown a little extra room to run, and they are moving the chains again.
Inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal, Effingham. Boy, that just worked just what the doctor ordered with getting Stoneburner in there at that blocking back spot. Opened the door for Brown, and the line helped, and it's at the 8. 1st and goal at the 8. So a gain of 7 on that run for Logan Brown. Deep back again. Brown again. Angle again. He may be inside the 5, still on his feet. There he goes down. Let's see about the initial surge there. Inside the 5. Call it the 4, Dustin. So a gain of 3. And it's 2nd and goal at the 4. And Corbin Moser back in the game here, playing defense for Prairie Central. So always nice to see that a kid who was hurt's back in the action. 2nd and goal at the 4. Clock's down to 8:50 to go. In the eye, there's Brown again up the middle. Touchdown Effingham! Logan Brown, 4 yards for the score. The Hearts extend their lead to 26-14. The score comes with 8:42 left in the game. Great blocking.
14 carries for Logan Brown, only 43 yards, but he's been in the end zone twice. He's taken the biggest workload he has had since early in the season, and the Hearts are up by 12, hopefully 13 in a second.
Bo Hefner for the extra point. It looks good. Boy, he nailed that one. Plenty good. Hearts 27, Prairie Central 14, 8:42 left. Kickoff on the way in a moment on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
27-14 Effingham, 8:42 to go. Here's Ivan Angel's kick. It is taken at the 15-yard line, coming to the near side. That looked pretty close to a block in the back, but no flag, and it's out across the 30. That's where this play will end. Luke Spencer doing a handstand out there to get out of people's way. It ends up right at the 35. Let's see where they do set this one down, 35-yard line. So it was taken at about the 20, Dustin, and the return to the 35. And that's where Prairie Central will set up shop. 8:35 left. Hearts lead 27-14. Getting optimistic. King fakes a handoff, runs it himself, gets it near the 40. And now, this is when it's tough for them to catch up when they're down 2 scores, 8 minutes to go, and haven't thrown a whole lot this year.
They haven't thrown a lot, and they haven't had, outside of one play, a ton of success with it. So it certainly works in Effingham's favor. But, man, you still got to be disciplined.
Yes.
And, again, the Hearts, let's mention their drive real quick. A 49-yard, 11-play drive, 5 minutes and 28 seconds. Logan Brown, the 4-yard touchdown run to get the Effingham up by 13.
2nd and 5. They're running it up the gut, and they've got the first down and then some. Play ends up at midfield. Nice run by Connor Kasner, and he gets it to midfield. So a gain of 10, that's enough for a first down.
That is their first down of the half.
First down of the half. Jacob Stoneburner comes up, makes a stop. Boy, that's an impressive figure, Dustin.
It's only the 3rd possession, as Effingham has run a couple of long possessions for touchdowns here in this second half.
Hearts by 13, clock's down to 7:40. Pitch play, that's Moser, and he's driven out after a short gain.
that worked for 17 yards earlier in the game. Play action up the middle, and then the pitch with him trailing him to the right side of the line. That time Effingham was able to force it to the sideline more, and there just wasn't enough room for Moser to get much more than a couple of yards.
Just a gain of 2 to the 48. Logan Ark shoved him out of bounds. It's 2nd and 8. Out of bounds, stops the clock, 7:34 to go in somebody's season. Hearts lead it 27-14. King up under center. There's the handoff, and nothing. Boy, they stuffed it.
Yep.
Hasner that time was the ball carrier.
Yep.
And Austin Herbeth, who's had a heck of a game, came up and made a big stop for the Hearts.
Yeah, Herbeth just got behind him, wrapped both arms around him from behind, and dragged him back after just a couple yards.
Yep, gain of 2, you're right, to the 46, so it's 3rd and 6. Boy, they stop him here. Get the ball back. Down to 7 minutes to go. Hearts lead 27-14. 3rd and 6 at Effingham's 46 for Prairie Central. King up under center. Fake the handoff. King coming to the near side. Get a tackle, boys. He's gonna get near the 30-yard line before they take him down. Stoneburner on the stop, but it's a first down for Prairie Central.
Stoneburner saves that play, gets one arm on him and grabs him by the shoulder pad and drags him down. Otherwise, he may have been gone.
From the gain is to the 31-yard line. So that's where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Hawks at Effingham's 31 with 6:35 left in the game.
There's a 15-yard pickup, gets him up to 86 yards rushing in the game.
King looking to throw. There's the pass. It is intercepted! Luke Spencer with the pick! The Hearts get the ball. Stepped right in front of Moser, I think was the intended receiver. And Luke Spencer, we've been talking about Parker Wolf. There's one of the biggest interceptions of the season. Hearts will have it 1st and 10 at their 13-yard line. But folks, they have the football with 6:25 to go, and the Hearts leading 27-14. What a huge play. You couldn't have asked for better.
That's pretty exciting stuff right there. A huge play. I mean, you said it all. A big time for it to happen, and where if Effingham can run a long possession, they could start salting this game away.
6:25 left on this drive as this drive begins. Hearts at their 13. Hang on to the ball, boys. Woomer going to the far side. Got some speed up and a late flag. He goes down at the 15. Cooper Palmar came up and made the stop. Let's see what the flag in Prairie Central's backfield's about.
It was the back judge. From out of
hold on the Hearts.
Yeah.
Hold on the Hearts. The flag was thrown at the 14, so there was a gain of 1, Dustin. And then that should be half the distance back that deep, so it should run it back to the 7-yard line, and that's where it is. All right, so it's still first down, but now it's 1st and about 17. 1st and 17, and the Hearts are inside the 10. Boy, you gotta hang on to the football here. 6:13 left. Hearts in front, 27-14. Shack up under center. Nothing fancy here. Deep back, Woomer coming to the near side. Got a good run going.
Another flag.
And another flag. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And then there's another one in the backfield. He was out across the 15.
It's going to be on the block. It's going to go against Effingham again.
Boy, Woomer had a great run going. Line of scrimmage was the 7. He was out across the 15. And now the flags. And the flag is going to cause this ball to come back even farther. The one flag was at the 10, so half the distance to the 5. And so now it's still first down, and now it's even farther to go.
Yeah, only 2 more yards back, so it's not a huge deal other than you just hate to keep getting shoved back closer to your own end zone because, then the safety becomes a possibility. You just want to get it away from your end zone at this point.
Bad things can happen. Down to 5:49 to go. Hearts lead by 13. Shack under center, got him to jump. That'll help.
Hard snap count, and it got a couple of guys on the right side of that Prairie Central defensive line to bite. So move it from the 5 to the 10, and there's some of that yardage, some of that breathing room between you and the end zone that we're talking about.
Yeah, Prairie Central's got to be antsy. They know their season's counting down on the scoreboard over their shoulder there, and So they jump that time. Clock's down to 5.5 to go. And now it's 1st and 13 for Effingham at their own 10.
That's the thing, a minute is run off the clock in this possession one way or another.
And handoff, Woomer diving and dancing, and he gets a little bit of yardage. Hart's keeping it on the ground, keeping that clock running. And Woomer, and he gets stopped by Josh Woodry. A gain for Woomer to the 13, so a gain of 3. And it's 2nd and 13 now. And we're down under 5 minutes to play. Hart's lead 27-14. Boy, you just don't want to do anything crazy now. Shack gets the play. Calber coming to the near side. So is Duncan. I still think they'll run it, but it is 2nd and just outside of 10 yards to go. There's the play. Handoff, Woomer. Good block, and he gets to the 13. Palmer again. Cooper Palmore. Gain of 3 to the 13. And it's 3rd down and right at 10 yards to go. But the clock down to 4:19 to go. Hart's keeping it on the ground. Keep that clock rolling. Hart's in front 27-14. They're looking to go to 11-1 and get to the 4A state semifinals for the first time in school history.
Even on 3rd and long here, you keep it on the ground, right?
I do. Nothing fancy here. Duncan split wide right just to keep track of him. There's the handoff. Chase Woomer out to about the 15. And that'll bring up 4th down. And this also shows lots of confidence in your punter. Brandon Hosselton on the stop again. Gain of 2 to the 15. So it's 4th and about 8. And timeout, Breeze Central. 3:45 left. Harts need a good punt out of Dawson Witten here. Be back in 30 on 97.9 XFM.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you too. Give Evergreen a call today for a tour.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
All right, 3:45 to go in somebody's season. It's Effingham 27, I knew I'd say it sooner or later. Prairie Central 14. It is 4th and 8. And Dawson Witten with a huge punt here. He's going to be kicking from about the 5. Got to get rid of this one.
And good, have a good snap here.
Yep, good snap. A lot of time. Kick. Good. Not too deep, but decent. Hits at the first. Oh, great bounce for the Harts.
Yeah.
It goes to about Prairie Central's 35-yard line.
That thing rolled 15 yards on the ground. And so Witten punting from just in front of his own goal line. Gets it off, gets a good roll, and that's so big with 3:34 to go to give them that extra yardage that they have to move the football.
Joe has an update on the Murfreesboro game. They lead 21-14 at halftime. Again, if Murphy wins over Kankakee and the Harts win, we're home next week. 27-14 Effingham with 3:34 left in the game. My goodness, never been to the semifinals before. In school history, this would be 11 wins. You can't take anything for granted right here, though. 1st and 10 for the Hawks at their own 35-yard line. Looking to throw. Here come the Harts. Hasty's got him. Down he goes. Mason Hasty, Austin Herbeth team up on the sack. Back to the 29-yard line. That's a loss of 6, and that'll make it 2nd and 16. And we're down to 3:15 to go. That was a perfect time for a blitz, and it worked to perfection. All right, 2nd and 16. They're back at their 29. Here come the Harts again. He gets this one away. The Harts may pick up. Wolf gets the interception. He's back to the 30, out of bounds at the 25. There's your record setter right there for Parker Wolf.
11
picks this season. And the Hearts have the ball with 2:55 to go, leading 27-14.
Picked it off right at the 50-yard line, brought it back to the Prairie Central 24. So a 26-yard interception return, and that is, I'd like to think, that's probably going to put it on ice for Effingham. Not going to, like you just said, don't take anything for granted, but that is a dagger.
Oh my gosh. Well, putting it on ice, that'd be easy to do here today. Hearts with it at Prairie Central's 29. 1st and 10 with a 27-14 lead. Shaq, Woomer, up the gut. Chase gets it inside the 25. Tackled by Josh Woodry. But a nice run by Woomer keeps the clock a-rolling. Gain of 4 to the 25, and it's 2nd and 6. And timeout, Prairie Central. So let's take 30 seconds, Caleb. It's Effingham 27, Prairie Central 14 on 97.9 XFM.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
All right, 2:47 left in the game. Effingham 27, Prairie Central 14.
Prairie Central has gotten into a position where they have to throw the football, and the last 2 pass attempts for Caden King have been picked off by Effingham's defense, and Effingham with a couple of takeaways with a chance to salt away this win and get to the semifinals for the first time in school history.
At Prairie Central's 25, Woomer the handoff, turns it up the middle of the field. A good gain. He got near the 15-yard line by the time he goes down.
Yeah, that's going to be enough to get the chains moving. That's another first down for Effingham.
Connor Kasner on the stop, and that, folks, might just about done it.
Yeah, Prairie Central still got a couple of timeouts left, but there's 2.5 minutes to go in this game.
I think they've called off the dogs. No timeout here. I think it's going to happen. Shaq goes over to the sidelines to double-check things, but I don't see a timeout. And, of course, the Hearts are going to use all the play clock they can.
Absolutely.
With a new set of downs. 1st and 10, they're at Prairie Central 17. No worries about scoring here. Just keep that clock running. Shaq handoff to the deep back Woomer. Down he goes. Actually for a loss, as it turns out. Cooper Palmore, who we've talked about a lot today on the stop. Knifes under, and it's a loss at the, I guess, might have got a yard to the 16. So it's 2nd and 9, and there's 2 minutes to go, and they do call a timeout. Now, they said at the booth that's their final timeout.
I only have them for taking 2.
But the board also only has 0. So it does have 0 timeouts left for them. So, anyway, we've got time here, and let's just keep it here since I've yacked so long. 2 minutes left in the game. Hearts in front, 27-14. You got 2nd down. Take all your time, run a couple of more plays, and it's going to be down to nothing, even if you do have to punt the ball away.
You'd have to be pretty pessimistic at this point to look at this and think of a way that the Hearts could not win the football game. But, gosh, when you get into this uncharted territory, you just never want to feel like it's in the bag until it's over. But, man, Effingham in a great position. And what a second half the Hearts have played. Their defense in particular, just a great second half of football here.
Some guys said it might come down to the defense. Shaq up under center. Handoff to Woomer, up the gut, and he's still at about the 15-yard line. And Cooper Palmore again. He's kind of like the designee for taking down Woomer. And we're down to 1:45 to go. Hearts lead at 27-14. First time ever trip to the semifinals. 1:37 away. My goodness. Hearts would go to 11-1 with the win. Prairie Central would finish a great season at 9-3. Sun started shining in the 4th quarter, just about the right time for this game. Shaq up under center. It's 3rd and 8. Handoff, deep back, Woomer coming to the near side. Down he goes for a loss, as it turns out. There's Dallin Lovelace coming up for the stop, Dalen Lovelace. Woomer goes down at the 18. So that'll be 4th and 11 for the Hearts. And we're under a minute to go. Clock's running fast. Oh, buddy. Semifinals of the state tournament. My, oh, my. So many changes, so many kids graduated last year. You just never know. And this bunch is going to take Effingham farther in football than they've ever gone. My goodness. Pretty special stuff. 30 seconds left. And we've got time in the Hearts call time. I think Coach just wants to make sure that they do things right here. And it's not a bad time to say, nice job, guys. Not a bad time at all. Listen to Hearts fans. I know you can't hear them across the field. They're having a fit. They're mighty happy. CJ's getting some video of those happy Hearts fans.
And a nice turnout, by the way. I don't know if we've mentioned it or not, but Effingham's got their allotment of bleachers across the field filled up and people standing along the fence line beyond the track that surrounds this field. A good traveling party for Effingham, and they got to see a heck of a game. This has been quite a performance from this Effingham team on both sides of the football.
Absolutely. So the Hearts talk it over with 29.2 seconds to go. Just an exciting time. And what a run this team's been on these last 3 seasons. 9 wins. This will be 11 wins this year. That's pretty special stuff. And Brett Hefner has a lot to do with it. Let's see what happens here. Ball at the 18, 4th and 11 for Effingham. They're going to try for it. Shack's going to get the handoff to Woomer, rather, and gain maybe of a couple. That'll give it over to Prairie Central on downs, but down to 25.2 seconds to go, and the Hearts lead it 27-14. My goodness. Lots of glad handing on the Hearts sidelines, and as the defense comes on and the offense goes off, big round of applause by the Hearts fans. Prairie Central huddles up. It gives their first-year coach, who again has been here as an assistant for 13 years before taking over as the varsity coach this year, Andrew Quain. He has a good ball club, and they've been fun to watch today. And I think that the Hearts just were, frankly, the better team. And they're going to advance to the semifinals. Let's see what they do here on first down. King hands off. Coming to the near side. I think that's Kasner, right? Yep. Connor Kasner out to the 27-yard line. So a nice run. It'll be first down. From the 17, they gain to the 28. So gain of 11. Mason Hasty, one more tackle for the road. Down to 10 seconds. That could have been. They are going to get one more playoff here. King's going to run. He gets away from one defender. Still on his feet. He's out across the 40. Down he goes at the 45. Alex Bauman gets to make the last tackle of the game. And the Hearts going to the semifinals for the first time in school history. 11-1. Effingham goes to week 13. Final score here at Prairie Central. Effingham 27. Fairbury. Prairie Central 14. Dustin, this is about as special a moment as I can remember in a while.
Well, it's never been done before, so it's hard to put it into words, you know, just an unprecedented thing, and we've talked about how good this Effingham club has been over the last few years and how the bar was set so high for them to try to clear last year, and they've done it. They've been able to do it, and they are one of 4 teams in 4A left in the field, and it's nothing that anybody has ever been able to say before.
Again, at last we knew Murfreesboro was ahead. Now they're into the third quarter, and Murphy scored again. They lead Kankakee McNamara at 27-14. If Murphy wins, we're home next week, gang. But you know what? Right now, trip to Kankakee don't bother me in the least. Final score here, Effingham 27, Prairie Central 14. We'll run through Dustin's stats, all of the scores, and of course we're going to talk with a happy coach, Brett Hefner. That's all on the way on a postgame show here in a minute on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
This is the Lustig Custom Cabinets postgame show. Handcrafted cabinetry built right here in Effingham.
Yeah, school. Hearts are in the semifinals of the 4A football playoffs for the first time in school history, gang. Final score, Effingham 27, Prairie Central 14. And as a graduate of EHS many years ago, there's a certain sense of pride here as the Hearts have made it to the semifinals. They'll either be at Kankakee or home to Murfreesboro next Saturday. And the football team is going off the field to a huge round of applause from the Hearts fans. They've got all the visiting bleachers full. They're all lined up along the fence on the far side of the field from us. It is something pretty special. Hearts go to 11-1 and will be playing next Saturday. That's the bottom line. We have another game for you next Saturday. So let's recap the situation here. Dustin has all the numbers. And the Hearts scored on their first possession of the game, and that was just what needed to happen because that sort of set the stage for the rest of the day. They scored on a pass play to Jet Gillum. The kick was good, and the Hearts had a 7-0 lead on their first possession of the game. Prairie Central came back and scored, but they were unable to convert, and it was 7-6. The Hearts still had the lead, but the Hawks came right back and scored again, and they had a lead and went for a 2-point conversion and were successful and had a 14-7 lead. Then the Hearts came back and scored to tie the game at 14-14, and that's where we stood at halftime. Dustin's going to give you all the whats and wherefores as far as the numbers on those drives. Second half was all Effingham's, though. In fact, you'll remember that the Hearts were down 14-6. They scored the last 21 points of this game, and they got those 2 touchdowns in the second half, and they come away a winner 27-14. So Effingham improves to 11-1, and they are in the semifinals next Saturday. Again, if Murfreesboro holds on to their lead, we'll be home, and if Kankakee wins, then we go to Kankakee. That's how that breaks down. In addition, at 11-1, the Hearts have extended the record. This was the first team to win 10. Now they're 11-1. Parker Wolf got that interception late in the game, so he gets the single-season record all to himself now. And Shaq, just a magnificent performance. Again, the defense, though. I said more than once, the defense was the key, and Dustin, they stepped up and they were magnificent, especially in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, when they absolutely needed to. You know, like coming into the third quarter in a tie game with Prairie Central getting the football first, you knew you had to come up with a big stop. And boy, did they. And then you run a long drive, you get a score, you get another 3 and out, and get another score, and then it just becomes a point where Prairie Central gets put in this position where they haven't been many times this season to have to make a comeback and have to put the ball in the air. And we have seen with Effingham's defense, with its secondary, when you're in a position where you have to throw, they are going to go get the football, and they did. A couple of interceptions to salt this game away. I mean, you know, you talked about parallels to the Jerseyville game earlier this season. It was kind of the same thing. Jerseyville didn't want to throw the ball in the first half. They got in a situation late in the game where they were behind, and they needed to put the ball in the air to make up ground. Effingham just took it away, made it look pretty easy, and that's that was the bottom line. So a huge effort from this defense when they knew that they needed to do it. And hey, the offense wasn't bad either. We'll get to Nate Shackelford in a second, but suffice to say, he only had one incompletion all afternoon long. He stepped up, hit a lot of different receivers. That touchdown throw to Tristan Duncan was as pretty as anything he's done all year long. And Effingham moving on to the state semifinals, something they've never done before. You know, obviously we've never had a chance to get to see that, and you've been at this a lot longer than I have, and so just special for everybody who's involved in this in any way, big or small, to be playing again. You know, in the next to last week of the season, it's not a thing that comes. I mean, playing this game here in the third round is not a thing that comes along very often. Don't let recent history fool you. This is an uncommon finish for any team, but especially with Effingham's history, they've had a lot of good teams, but third round of the playoffs, it's a tough thing to get to. So to finally get beyond it, I mean, don't take it for granted. I said it a lot last week. Don't take any of this for granted, and this is just special stuff.
Boy, I tell you, you don't play many football games. I always say football goes fast. This is 29 wins in 3 seasons for Effingham. 29 wins in 3 seasons. That is extraordinary. 9 2 years ago, 9 last year, and 11 so far this year. And hopefully a couple of more. 2 games to go is the way to put it. And we're sure hoping that we'll be able to make that come to pass, or at least tell you about it. It's not us doing the work. It's those kids out on the field and the coaching staff. They have just done a wonderful job. And we had a couple of the coaches, Curran McNeely and Aaron Adams, were up here beside us today, and both of those guys played for Effingham, and I know they have to be doubly proud of the job this Hearts team's doing. So, final score again, 27-14 Effingham, and giving Dustin some time to work on the stats. If it's okay with you, Caleb, let's come back to you. Why don't you give us whatever scores you have, would you?
Not a problem, Greg. Thank you very much. All right, in Class 1A football action, it is a final at Quan E as Quan E beats Morrison there 20-13, as well as another final score in the 1A class. It is Leno Winslow taking Freeport 52-20. Then in Class 2A, a final there at Nashville as Nashville beats Pana 41-19. And then Sterling Newman also gets a win over Knoxville 28-0. Then in Class 3A action, it is Williamsville currently leading Vandalia 42-21. And then a final as Bryan beats Williamton 32-0. And then currently in the third quarter, it is Murfreesboro 27, Kankakee 14. And that's your scores, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Caleb. Caleb Moody doing a great job back at the studios. We appreciate all that work. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be on the air. So thank you, Caleb, for a job well done. I think Mr. White, who's now upright, he's been sitting for a long time. Those legs still work?
It's the feet maybe a little bit more of a problem. Yeah. I wore double socks today too. Doesn't really seem to be helping too much.
But you look great on the camera.
Well, oh gosh. Yeah. I wish I didn't know.
How about some stats?
Okay, how about some stats? Effingham outgained Prairie Central 321-218. Now remember, it was 168-153 at halftime. And Effingham outgained Prairie Central 153-65 in the second half. Limited Prairie Central to just 65 yards of offense on 16 plays in the second half. Effingham, 47 running plays in the game, 129 yards and 2 touchdowns. Prairie Central, 167 of their yards on 29 carries and 1 of their touchdowns. But here's where the difference was. It was in the passing game. Effingham put the ball in the air 13 times, completed 12 of them for 192 yards and 2 more scores. Prairie Central, 9 passes in the game. 1 was completed, 2 were intercepted. The 1 was a 51-yarder. It was for a touchdown, but 2 interceptions on the last 2 attempts for Caden King in the game, and they didn't complete a pass in the second half. Only 65 rushing yards on 11 attempts in the second half. Effingham's defense did such an amazing job in this game, and the Hearts ended up with 321 yards on 60 plays. They limited Prairie Central to 218 118 yards of total offense on 38 plays. The first downs, Effingham had 17 of those, 10 of them on the ground, 7 through the air. Prairie Central, 11 first downs, 8 in the running game, 1 by pass, 3 by penalty. I have that, that's not right. They had 2 by penalty. My math skills not so great. Sorry about that. But only 4 first downs in the second half for Prairie Central, and most of those came after the Hearts had already widened the lead by a couple of scores. Looking at the turnover story, Effingham turned it over once. They lost a fumble in the first half, but they fumbled it twice, lost one of them. Prairie Central put the ball on the ground once. They did not lose it, but the Hearts had a couple of takeaways via the interception, so they do win the turnover battle. Penalties, Effingham penalized 4 times for 32 yards, had a couple of half the distance penalties there back in their own territory that kind of make that number a little weird. Prairie Central, 7 penalties for 40 yards, and then time of possession. Effingham had the ball for 17 and a half minutes in the second half and had the football for 29 minutes and 42 seconds in the game compared to just 18 minutes and 18 seconds for Prairie Central.
A running ball club.
Yeah, Effingham dominated time of possession in this game, especially in the second half, and they come away with that 27-14 win. Let's take a look at your individual numbers now. Let me shuffle some papers around, get my fingers to work here. For Prairie Central, and I promise I'm getting to it here.
He's not kidding about the fingers working.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry for the dead air. Okay, here we go. Caden King, the quarterback for Prairie Central, hit their leading rusher all season long, and again today, 95 yards on 14 carries for King. A really talented athlete, a tough kid to bring down, but Effingham did a much better job in the second half of containing him as well. So again, 95 yards on 14 carries. He did have their lone rushing touchdown. That was a 24-yarder, and that came to bring, that was their first score of the game. Connor Kasner, 42 yards on 9 carries for Prairie Central. Corbin Moser, 23 yards on his 4 carries. And then Dalen Lovelace, 7 yards on 2 attempts. So they had, we talked about how they had their 4 guys who run the football, and they had 4 guys who ran the football today, but Effingham able to contain them for the most part and just did an excellent job. King, again, 1 for 9 passing the football. That one incompletion was a 51-yarder to Corbin Moser, and it was a touchdown. It was a big turnaround in the game, quite honestly. The Prairie Central team had just drawn even, and then Effingham fumbled the football away, and they turn around and throw the ball to Moser. He gets a 51-yarder to get them in the lead. But King, again, that was his only completion all day long. He was also intercepted twice, his last 2 attempts of the afternoon, and that's how Effingham was able to salt away the win. Looking at a few other numbers, King was also the punter for this Prairie Central team. He punted twice for a 34-yard average, a 48-yarder, a low kick that got a good roll on it, and then a 20-yarder on his second attempt of the game. Jacob Niffen had a 23-yard kick return. King returned a couple of kicks for 34 yards total, and Austin Switch had a 20-yard kick return. He also had a fumble recovery for Prairie Central's lone takeaway of the contest. As far as Effingham goes, looking at their individual numbers, Chase Woomer was the leading rusher today. 57 yards on 21 carries for the Hearts. Took a big workload, and really, not a lot of room to run there late in the game. For him, as they were just basically trying to run time off the clock, but he held on to the football. That was the important thing. And so he, again, 57 yards on 21 carries, 43 yards on 14 carries for Logan Brown, and he scored both of Effingham's rushing touchdowns today, a 5-yarder and a 4-yarder. So probably the biggest return to action for Logan. They've kind of been working him back into back into the offense a little bit as far as the run game goes. But today, 14 carries, definitely the most that they have given him the ball in quite some time since early in the season, and he responded well and was really a good change of pace. Tough guy to bring down, and so great job from Logan. And then Nate Shackelford. Not as much room to run today as there has been in weeks past, and I think probably Prairie Central probably saw some game tape, quite honestly, and saw that they had been calling some design runs for him up the middle, a little bit of a fake, and then he'd take it up the middle, and they tried that a few times today, but again, only 29 yards on 12 carries for Nate today, so he didn't get as much room to run the football, but he was throwing it well. And as I shuffle papers here, I will tell you that he was 12 of 13 passing the ball today, 192 yards, 2 touchdowns. He found 5 different receivers, and man, it just doesn't get a lot better than that. Cam Kalberg, your leading receiver today, 4 receptions for 95 yards. Now, he caught that 46-yarder down the middle of the field to get the game started, and that was a tone setter, quite honestly. You land that first punch. Yep. It's a to make that boxing analogy, you land that first punch and get them back on their heels to start. Now, Tristan Duncan had 4 catches for 45 yards, including a 23-yard touchdown. Jet Gillum, 2 receptions for 30 yards, including a 17-yard touchdown. Chase Woomer had a 4-yard catch, and Parker Wolf had an 18-yard catch as well. So 5 different guys catching passes. Parker Wolf, by the way, an interception and a 21-yard return on the end of it. Sealed the game, but also sealed his hold on the single-season interception record, his 11th of the year. And then also for Effingham, you had one other pick. I want to make sure I get the right name in Effingham's roster. Number 22, Luke. That was right. It was Luke Spencer who had the other interception for the Hearts, and then Dawson Witten, 2 punts, a 26-yarder and a 50-yarder, so a 38-yard average for him, and. Just in time, I've run through all those, and Coach Hefner has made his way up here. So let's take a moment to switch over the headset to see what he has to say about Effingham's first ever state semifinal football team.
Man, oh man, pretty exciting stuff. Don't let me forget to do the tackle sheet, all right? Guys, send me up the tackle sheet. I don't want to forget because.
Sorry about that, guys. I got some good friends here and happen to be on the sideline. All of a sudden, you start talking about the game and join it and. What, on purpose? I forget you guys are up here.
Oh, no. Don't think it. I thought about that. You're back kind of your neck of the woods up here, aren't you?
Yeah, I had some good buddies down from up north, family in and all that. So, in-laws, had a lot of coaches here, so had a whole lot of advice at halftime. It was good.
My gosh. First of all, congratulations, Brett.
Thank you. Proud of our kids. A lot of kids took a lot of butt chewings in the first half that made plays in the second half, and love our parents. Our parents allow their kids to be coached and held accountable. Our kids allow themselves to be coached hard, and we preach to them, play the next play. And there were a lot of guys that got yelled at in the first half that made big plays in the second half, and that's what it's all about. The most important plays are when you're getting ready to play, and just happy for them. Hope they enjoy it. Hope that we all enjoy it. I told somebody the other day, first 3 years coaching Central A&M high school, you're in the state championship game every year, and you just, as a young coach, you just think that's the way it's going to be. And then, 22 years later, it's those trips are few and far between. You don't realize how lucky that you are. To be part of it with this group, and then obviously to the program, and to be the head coach and to have Coach Mack involved and to have all of our coaches involved and our kids, and the support we get, the number of people that donate team meals and pay for team meals, the breakfasts that we have on Saturday mornings, the nice buses that we travel up on today, so much support. Send-off coming out, so there's a whole lot of people that play a part in it, but most importantly, it's those 60 kids in the locker room, and just happy for them.
Let's talk about the game itself. How big was it to score your first possession?
Well, it was big. We came into it going, okay. I mean, you watch film, and you're out. There ain't much around out here to stop the wind.
Right.
And so it becomes okay. A lot of times the wind plays a factor in your decision in the game. Well, these guys, it really didn't, because they didn't kick the ball deep. So, them kicking with the wind isn't that big a deal. So then it becomes. And they take up so much time. Even if you go 3 and out, they normally eat up 4 or 5 minutes. So we thought it was more important to take the ball and try and score first and make them play catch up. If they get 1 or 2 scores ahead of you, you're in trouble, because they'll milk that thing down. And so I thought it was big just to set the tone for our kids and go. And we didn't play real well in a lot of phases in a lot of areas in the first half after that opening drive. And to not play our best and still just be a tight game felt really good at halftime.
Yeah, to come back and tie it, go in the locker room was a key. And there are so many things I want to talk about, but one thing I want to talk about is the defense, because they
it took about a
them
quarter.
in
It took about a quarter. Like you remember, you guys know at the Jerseyville game, it took about 2.5 quarters.
That's right.
It took a while.
That's the analogy.
And I thought this game, we did it. Adjusted much quicker. Still took about a quarter, and I thought after that first quarter we were adjusted pretty well. That's what I was mad about. It still boils down to discipline, fundamental, tackling and blocking. We didn't tackle very well, and discipline-wise, we weren't very good. Eyes weren't in the right place. If we were on pitch, we weren't on pitch. If we were supposed to watch one guy and cover him, we didn't do it. And it's all those little things that everything that our program's founded on, and that's what drove me nuts. And they did unbelievable job of that in the second half, man.
They scored the last 21 points of the game, and there were a lot of heroes. And one of the guys we talk about in the group of receivers was Cam Calber, and he stepped up big today.
Yeah, made big plays. He was one of them that got yelled at early, with a block. Luke Spencer got yelled at, and he makes a big interception. Austin Herva, same way. Like we had so many guys that made mistakes, Chase, that made mistakes, and they'll be the first to tell you they made mistakes. And then they come back and they just play the next play. And they come back and they make big plays. Cam makes a big catch as he's getting hit. Parker makes a big catch as he's getting hit. And we talk about it all the time. We got a lot of guys that can do a lot of things. It's just there's only one football. And depending upon how the game's going and things like that. So, but just happy with how we played in the second half.
Dustin tells me that, and I need to change this. I said that this is the first time Effingham's in semifinals, and that isn't correct. 1980s team, when the playoffs were set up differently, did play. And I know who probably sent you this note, because he was on that team. But so second time in the semis. But as to this team today. So many people were heroes, and so many people stepped up big, but I never see anybody that acts like they care much who gets the credit.
No, they don't. It's a testament to the kids. It's a testament to the coaches. It's a testament to everything. We worry about one stat and one stat only, and that's the win. And our guys don't care one bit. Would they all love to have a bunch of catches and a bunch of plays? Yeah. But sometimes how the defense plays is going to dictate what you do. Sometimes, the flow of the game is going to change what you do game plan wise, and you have to have that selflessness to do that. And fortunately our kids do.
And I said that, and then I'm going to go right back to an individual, but everything really does flow through Shaq. And he had a great game percentage passing today. He works so hard to get open. He can run if he needs to. And
the other part, and it's hard as a coach, because you see so many explosive plays, and we talk about it.
Yeah.
But when you play really good people, you don't get those those 15-yard runs don't exist. They get a linebacker that makes a great play, and it's a 4-yard gain, 5-yard gain, and you ought to be happy about it. And you're like, it was 20 yards last week, And you just got to remind yourself that you get to this level, man. Everybody can play, and they're good, and they're going to make plays, and they're here for a reason. And hopefully we can get back and get a couple more explosive plays next week.
Murfreesboro is winning, by the way.
Yeah,
I know you're glad to be playing next week.
We're happy. If it's Murphy, it's at home. We need a whole lot of people to help us dry that field out. It would help.
Otherwise, we're on the interstate heading up to Kankakee.
Yeah.
But either way, it's that we're playing.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like I said, my father-in-law mentioned it. My dad mentioned it. Guys that have, enjoy it, and I'm going to make sure our kids do that. Make sure our coaches do that. We'll enjoy it and enjoy it the right way because you have to. But it's like I told them. Get to play another week.
You bet.
It's not a bad deal.
Oh, man. Week 13 has a nice sound to it.
Not a bad deal.
Brett, congratulations
to you. It. Sorry I was late getting up here.
I hope that's the worst thing happens today. 29 wins the last 3 years. That is pretty remarkable. Thank you, Brett. Hearts coach Brett Hefner. Amazing stuff. Effingham 11-1 now, headed to the semifinals, either at Klosterman Field or at Kankakee. And I promised the tackle sheet. And thanks, guys. So many people help in so many ways. Still 27-21 Murphy, start of the fourth quarter. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate the update. Let's get to the tackle sheet. If I push the right button, and I finally did. I know how to use this phone, really. Dawson Witten had 3 tackles today. Nice job for Austin Herbeth today, as he had 5 stops, 1 for a 2-yard loss. Haven Prather had 2 big tackles. Alex Bauman had 7 stops today. 4 for Jacob Stoneburner. Jacob Logan had a big tackle. Mason Hasty had 3 stops, including 1 for a 6-yard loss, and he had a sack. Gunnar Franklin had a tackle. Logan Brown had a tackle. Chase Woomer had a tackle. Luke Spencer had 2 stops, and Logan Arndt had 2 stops. A lot of people, as usual, contributed on that defense to help the Hearts to this win. Final score again, Effingham 27, Prairie Central 14. Hearts are 11-1. They'd never won 10. Now they won 11. 2 games to go, gang. And thanks for the clarification about the semifinals. I was teasing a little. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you sending that along. The 80 team did make it to the semis, and that was a special bunch. Coach Klosterman was still around then, and that was kind of neat. So the second time in the semifinals, and it's a different setup now with 8 classes, and it was so different back then, but hadn't been playoffs that very long in 1980. It didn't start till 74 or 5, something like that, by the time I got out of high school. So it's cool to have this opportunity, and what a special bunch of kids. Dustin, aren't they a blast to watch?
Well, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. Coming into this season, I wasn't sure what to expect because, you're replacing a quarterback who set records.
Mm-hmm.
Not just a quarterback who was experienced and pretty good, but a quarterback that set records.
Yeah.
And so when you have to make that kind of a change, you can never be certain how things are going to turn out. But Nate Shackelford has answered the bell, and he's obviously got a lot of good guys to throw to. But the thing that has made this team as good as it is, from just a pretty good team to an outstanding team that's one of the 4 left, is that their defense is so good. And I guess we should have known, really, if you go back and look, the guys they have returning and how good of players they were, and how much better kids get as they mature as football players. I guess we should have known that this defense was going to be pretty solid, and they have been all year long, and today's a testament to that. It was not an easy team to defend, and they at times made it look pretty easy in the second half today, and that's why they're still playing.
Man. So, now, if you didn't have plans for next Saturday, we've taken care of that. It'll either be Effingham at Kankakee or Murfreesboro at Effingham. And Murphy's leading into the fourth quarter in that game, and we'll get you final. And just a reminder that we'll have the game, of course, for you next week on your home for Hearts football, 97.9 XFM and 97.9XFM.com. Thanks, CJ, for filming, and he's about as blue as the coat he's wearing, but it's a cold day up here in the Prairie, and Nice job. Thanks to Joe Garland. Thank you, Joseph. Have a great weekend and appreciate your help. He had some moments for Effingham football in his career, and appreciate his help being our spotter today. Thanks again to Caleb Moody. Good job back at the studios, young man. Appreciate you taking care of us. And thanks to my pal Dustin White, who is just Mr. Dependable week in and week out, and one more week to go, young man.
At least.
Yeah. At least.
Let's not limit ourselves here.
Hey, wait a minute. That's right. I got nothing to do Thanksgiving weekend. Well, I do. But Matt's he's ready to go for that basketball, so we're good to go.
He can do basketball games on his own, right?
We'll find him some help. But he could do it on his own. Oh, man. What a day. Effingham wins it. Final score, Effingham 27, Prairie Central 14. Hearts go to 11-1, and they are in the 4A semifinals. We'll see you next Saturday. For CJ, for Joe, for Mr. Dustin White, and for Caleb Moody back at the studios, I'm Greg Sapp, and good afternoon, everybody.
Thanks for listening. This has been a production of Premier Broadcasting Incorporated.